$255 and counting. That's right. Episodes of the Unranked podcast. Who's losing count? Not us. We've never missed a week. Not going to happen yet. I am Christian Humes. We have Dan Weine back with us this week.
What's up? It really makes you think what 256 might be like on the way in.
One might wonder. One might wonder.
And that voice, of course, is Tom Caswell. How you doing, boys?
Today was long. It's been a long couple of days, let me tell you.
It's been a good couple of days. It's been a good 48 hours.
Yeah, it's been solid.
Yeah, a good 24 hours at least. 24 to 48 hours. Dan, you haven't been with us for a bit. You've been working.
Yep.
How's it going?
Yeah. Well, this week I'm not working because COVID-related stuff. I'm negative for it, but because I worked with someone who's positive, I've been home all week and streaming all week. And so,
as long as
I
you
supposedly
don't
go
have
back
it,
Sunday.
you know.
I supposedly go back Sunday. We'll find out what happens.
Right. Well, it's nice to have you back here with us. You can let us know how those streams are going. Excited to hear how things have been with you. But first, let's check in with the 255th Pokemon. Torchic. Torchic is, for a lot of people who love the Blaziken line, a very popular Pokemon. I'm sure for a lot of the younger generation, if this was your first Pokemon game, that this might be one of your favorites. I personally am not the biggest fan of the Torchic line. Although I will say its first evolution, this one in the line, Torchic, is probably my favorite of the designs. It's a little baby chick. It's red. It's got 3 little feather pieces at the top. No arms, so it is very much leading into the whole, like, tiny little baby. Its tiny little wing arms are so small that you can't really see them from outside of its body. So you just see these 2 big feet and legs, and then these 2 tiny little ball bodies that it's got. Very round, very fluffy. Now, Tom, I feel like you like Torchic and Blaziken.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of in the same mindset as Tuna, I think. You know, how he always goes fire. Definitely when I was younger, I was in that, like, well, fire's the best, right? I think that as we have talked about Pokemon design ethos in general on Unranked, I'm starting to realize the flaws in some of them, and especially with the rest of Torchic's line. I really think Combuskin, the middle one, is the worst of the designs. But
Interesting.
I just think it looks at least Blaziken looks like a finished design. But yeah, I mean, I like Torchic. I like that this entry Pokemon. I think it's a good entry design. I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with it.
Yeah. Well, so this would be the third of the fires that we've had, because we had Charmander, and then we had Cyndaquil, and now we have Torchic. So this one I feel like is the biggest departure design-wise. The other 2 were, you basically had a rodent, but it looked very smooth. You know, it didn't look rat-like, so it almost looked lizard-like, kind of like a Charmander. Both of them were very cute, whereas this one looks the most infantile, right? Like there's nothing tough.
By far. Yeah, there's
it doesn't look tough.
Nothing tough about it at all.
I don't think Cyndaquil looks pretty tough. You
don't think Cyndaquil looks tough? Look at the fire spikes.
I think it looks tougher than this. Oh, Tom's green for me again.
He's got the eyes. He's got the I'm in a perpetual state of bliss eyes. I think Torchic and Cyndaquil are on equal footing in terms of toughness, and neither of them hold a candle to Charmander. But if I'm being honest, I'm looking between Torchic and Cyndaquil. I prefer this to the Cyndaquil design.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that thing does not look aggressive to me whatsoever.
No, I don't think Cyndaquil doesn't either.
It absolutely can. It's got fire that comes out of its back. I also think Cyndaquil looks cuter too. Just because it's rounder, it looks squishier.
But in the games,
this looks like poultry.
I understand the anime and stuff that
this is just a spicy nug.
You can tell it's fire.
That's true.
But in the games,
this is what Wendy's just crushes to make their nuggets.
It just looked like fur in the games.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I think that a static image of the two, sure.
Sure.
But anyway.
Okay. I don't know. You know what I think it is for me that I think makes this look weaker than a Cyndaquil? It's the legs. It has these scrawny legs, whereas Cyndaquil still has
Chicken
sort
legs,
of
if you
like
will.
yeah, it has yes, it very much
but you
has
know
chicken
what?
legs.
Doesn't Torchic look like he could run fast? Like
No.
he could.
Well-
whereas Cyndaquil looks quite lazy in comparison. 'cause
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't really
I'll give
have
you that.
any
Cyndaquil, I
legs.
guess,
He's
looks
just
like
got
it would
nubs.
be slower. Or it would look slower, but probably be faster.
Yeah. The most interesting fact about Torchic, I would say, is that this is when people first picked up on the whole, oh, are they going with the Zodiac animals for the fire generation? Because we just had the lizard, and then we had the rat, and now we have the rooster.
Is that always just been a theory, or has that ever been confirmed?
I mean, I don't know if Pokemon has ever confirmed it, but yet it has yet to be debunked by a single
Yet it
fire starter.
persists.
You know,
It's possible they weren't
because
doing
every
it
fire
intentionally.
starter.
It's possible they started off not doing it intentionally, and then they heard about the theory, and then they were like, oh, we should try to go for that. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, because like all of the water Pokemon, at least for a time, I'd have to go back through and think about it, but they were amphibian. Sorry, not amphibian, but they were not amphibian, but they were all like not solely water-based animals. They were also like land-based, water-based animals. You know, they weren't because you have like a penguin, you have a turtle, you have a frog, you have a what the hell else do you have? The seal. You have there were a lot of options. You know, you have an otter, and then the grass starters are all based on
Pig. You have pig also.
yeah. All the fire types are Zodiac so far. So it's
Yeah.
like I said, it's not been confirmed, but there has not been a single fire type that is not a part of
So what's
Zodiac.
remaining, I guess, would be like a
Horse,
horse,
dog.
snake, rabbit.
Oh wait, no, the dog might be fox. Is that the one that they did already?
Yeah.
Goat
Goat.
Yeah,
or
and,
ram or whatever.
And bull.
Bull.
Oh, bull would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the image of it. That's the only reason I can figure it out.
I think that's got to be the most interesting thing because this is where they were like, wait a second, we got 3 of these animals here lining right up, and then of course every time a new generation's coming out, people are like, what's it gonna be? Which means like, do they have to stop at 12? Do we only have 4 generations left?
Yeah, there we go. We're
That's
never
it.
gonna.
No more. After that, hard reboot. Go back, start over.
Wasn't that like an ancient Zodiac design? Like we used to have 13 Zodiac signs, and then like they got rid of one.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
I have no
maybe
idea.
they'll bring that in.
What?
There used to be 13 Zodiacs, and then like they realized that they were miscounting months. Let me pull it up. It is called Ophiuchus.
And what is it? Is it an
There it is,
animal?
yeah. It's like a U with a squiggly line.
uh,
I can't tell what it is.
maybe this is showed up in the 70s.
Is that horoscope though, and not Chinese zodiac? Because those are different things.
Oh,
I think you're thinking about horoscopes.
Yeah, the
I'm talking
Chinese
about
zodiac is
horoscopes.
different from
Yeah.
horoscopes.
sorry.
Yeah.
But there
I mean,
are
they're both
12 of each
hokum.
now. It was a
Sure.
man grasping a snake.
Yeah.
It was Ophiuchus was a man grasping a snake.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, there we go. That's our Pokemon for this week.
There we go.
All right, let's just open it up to whatever. Who's got something interesting they want to talk about? Because my biggest thing that I'm going to want to talk about is Roblox, but we can save that for a little bit. I know Tom, you've been playing games, so Dan hasn't been here, so I would like to cede the floor to Dan if he wants to kick it off.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
see. Outside of games, the stuff that I've been doing is watching a lot of TV. So let's see. I caught back up to Search Party, which I'd only watched the first
How is
season
that?
before.
I don't even
It's-
know what this is.
So the show was on like TNT or one of those channels, maybe USA, like
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, and I like half paid attention to it, and I watched like the first season. Basically, these like early 20-year-olds, I think, this girl they only like kind of knew from high school went missing, and everyone assumed that she was dead. So like they're like, oh, we have to find her. She's not dead. I don't know why they decided she's not dead. I don't remember, but then they start off on a quest to find her.
Okay.
And this is, I guess, supposed to be a bunch of months to years later. I don't know exactly how far into the show I am time-wise, because they kind of change settings on you a lot. But it gets really weird. It takes it in a different angle than you'd think. I don't want to give anything away.
How many seasons is this right now?
This is season 4. Yeah, the only actress I noticed in the show was the girl who played Maybe from Arrested Development.
And are they still looking for this girl, or is there like a new plot thread?
I don't want to give things away.
guess you don't want to give anything away, but how many episodes in a season?
Roughly 8 to 10, I think.
Okay, that's not bad then.
And they're half-hour shows, so it's like easy to blow through. What else did I watch?
Definitely.
No, I'm just I'm re-speeding through Brooklyn Nine-Nine now. So I'm on season 2 of that. That's pretty much been up there, and then I've been streaming every day of the week, except for tonight will be the day that breaks the stream streak. Been streaming Fall Guys. I got a 4-day crown streak going.
Oh, yeah. How many crowns total so far, or just one each?
I think just
day?
10. Like it was like.
Oh, nice.
I had like 6 for months, or like a month and a half, and then I started winning the last few days again. So.
Sick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it.
There's some Fall Guys news. We'll talk about that later. Have either of you watched WandaVision?
Yeah,
Yes.
I watched both episodes.
Yo, I like it. It's cool. I mean, it's weird and it's different, but that's kind of why I like it.
I am still waiting to see where they're taking it, obviously, like everyone else.
Sure. I mean, it's going to go somewhere, but I don't think it's going to go somewhere as far as most people think. I think the majority of the show is going to be these sort of isolated, almost like bubble sitcom style episodes with
I just wonder if they're
small
going
bits dripped in.
Keep cycling through. It seems like they're moving forward along sitcom timeline, if it makes sense. Like
it's supposed to be like a love letter to like generations of sitcoms.
Yeah, but I'm curious how quickly they go through them, I guess.
Sure.
If you know what I mean?
if we think about how many years we got left, right? So there's 9 episodes. We've done the 50s and 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. We got 5 more episodes. So maybe it is like through episode 7 we get generations of comedy, and then the 2 final episodes are dealing with whatever the outside element outside of this universe, this bubble universe, or whatever the fuck. Like, it's so funny because I've read a lot of the comics that they've drawn inspiration from for WandaVision. Funnily enough, while this show is very much, because spoiler alert, Vision is dead in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, he dies in Infinity War.
We'll see.
I mean, he's dead, bro. Like, he fucking dies in Infinity War.
No, that's true. That's true. But they were doing the whole, we're going to download him and build a new body thing, and then they never followed up on it.
Right, yes. That was the...
You know what I mean?
So the original Vision, right? It wasn't like he got snapped and didn't come back. Like,
right.
So...
I mean, I don't think it's really another universe or anything. I mean, it seems like it's just in her head, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe.
No,
a combination.
But the impression I am getting is that these people that are in this world with them are trapped in this world with her.
I agree.
They're not. It's not happening in her head. These are real people that she's drawn into this world. For example,
it's like a reality distortion would be a better way to say it.
The friend that she makes, the black woman in episode 2 that she befriends, is we know her as the daughter from Captain Marvel, and now it grown up. So like, these are real characters, especially with what happens in the end of episode 1 when there's kind of that fracture when they're having dinner, and the mother from that 70s show is like, stop it. Like, getting the impression these people
was like an appearance. I was like, oh,
that's perfect casting.
It was perfect casting.
Perfect casting.
That couple was both perfect casting. But it's funny because the comics it's based off of primarily is from Vision's standpoint, whereas this seems to be something that's happening with Wanda, and I have no idea where this is going to go. And there's a lot of elements and Easter eggs that you notice that you're like, wait, they're including this? Like, we're really bringing this into the fold? But it's great because it makes it feel like this is a show with importance to the MCU. This is not going to be. I mean, we knew that obviously because it was featuring main heroes from the movies, but this is going to be just as pivotal as any of the other elements. And I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it, obviously, but I was surprised how much it stood on its own. A lot of the comedy was funny.
I was loving that.
Just from the standpoint of the actual comedic elements that were happening versus the comedy of it being characters that are stuck in some kind of time loop or time, past time.
Now, this is interesting because I grew up with Nick at Night and watching the shows that this is based on. Like, I very much, while watching this, was like, oh my God, like every even little joke I found hilarious because I knew what kind of jokes they were basing it on and making fun of. Did you watch those things? Did you watch, like, I Dream of Jeannie? Did you watch, like, Bewitched? Did you watch, basically
I had
classic sitcoms in black and white?
We had Bewitched, watched a bit of that as a kid, and which is what episode 2 is primarily kind of based off of. And we had, who is the voice? There's one like police officer show. Oh my God! We had these kinds of shows.
Sure, yeah.
And then we also had British ones from that time that we watched, which were funnily enough very similar. But yeah, so.
Did you watch these, Dan?
Yeah, I used to watch the Nick at Night stuff also.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Like, my parents grew up with those shows.
Exactly.
So they always wanted to watch them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I like the people doing the transatlantic accent too. I love the transatlantic accent.
One thing that always throws me off.
Catherine Hahn's killing it, dude.
Yeah.
It throws me off with Paul Bettany every time you see him not as Vision, because I just I've seen A Beautiful Mind so often, and I just see him as the imaginary friend from A Beautiful Mind.
Oh,
spoiling a 2001 movie. Sorry, 20 years went by. But yeah. So every time he turns back into a human form, I'm like, okay, now I'm thrown off for 3 seconds. I gotta recalibrate.
Huh. I've only seen that movie one time, so I never would have even. I honestly didn't remember he was in that.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in A Knight's Tale. He was in that. He's been in so many movies over the years.
I listened to a podcast years and years ago. At this point, it was probably around the time that after Age of Ultron came out, and obviously that was when he was fully introduced as Vision and had been voicing Jarvis up until that point. Mm-hmm. And really the only work he had in the early 2010s and late 2000s was voicing Jarvis. He didn't have a lot of acting roles at that time. Like Dan said, he was in A Beautiful Mind and he was in A Knight's Tale, so he kind of had this thing in the early 2000s and then was starting to peter out. And he says that he had a meeting with his agent, and his agent was dropping him because he wasn't finding any work other than being contracted to voice Jarvis. And his agent said to him, you're never going to work in Hollywood again. You're aging out of no one wants to hire you right now. And he was talking about how he was sitting in a gutter, feeling completely dejected, and he was going to have to find another line of work. And as he was sitting in a gutter, just on the street, Kevin Feige called him up and said, hey, we want to turn Jarvis into this character, the Vision. We want you to be a huge staple of the Marvel movies going forward.
Part of the reason he had been out of work, though, he did such a good job playing the bad guy in the Da Vinci Code, he kind of scared off a lot of people.
Oh, was he in that?
He was the he was he was. So do you remember the character in the Da Vinci Code?
I just watched all 3 of them.
So in the first movie, there's the character that's beating himself the whole time and
No,
that's him.
No. Wait, he's the guy who's albino.
Yep, I'm pulling up my screen right now. So
he's albino by one of them.
Here,
albino by one of them.
Get the fuck out!
He was Silas.
Here.
Yeah,
Dude,
so-
I literally just watched these, and I
So
did
that
not
kind of threw off a
recognize
lot of
him
people from wanting to cast him in roles that made sense for
at
him.
all.
So
By
even
the
though
way-
that movie was a huge success, he was not.
All those movies are fun. Neither the second or the third one is anything like the first, because the first one is like globe-trotting, like mystery solving, and the second and the third are both like very isolated and like way more like action for some reason.
Yeah, the
So
first one was better.
they're not nearly as good as the first one, but all of them were still fun and enjoyable. I'll watch any fucking like there's a hidden treasure and secret with some kind of like history, like secret society stuff. Give me the national treasure. Give me this. Give me all of it. It's
But
fucking
yeah,
great.
He made that movie, then 2 years went by, then he was Jarvis, and then he was like in a couple
Wow.
small roles here and there, but not much.
Yeah,
after
he did that movie Legion, which I remember the poster of. Which
That
is
was
like
earlier,
About,
yeah.
That,
Or no, that was 2010.
Yeah.
That was 2010, yeah.
Huh.
Which is crazy looking at the poster.
And now
that
he's in
can't
a
be
show that's
real.
kind of like the show
That
Legion.
fucking cannot be real. There, that's a good point. That poster cannot be real.
Unrelated,
That
but
has to be fake.
Yeah. Before we got to get off this so we can start talking about games, but I do want to say one last thing about this Marvel thing. I did not. So Wanda and Vision. I mean, I thought Vision was very cool, and I think Wanda, the characters, is good, but in the MCU, like especially with the way they introduced her, and I'm glad they kind of dropped her accent a bit. I kind of like.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
She was just always been so secondary to me. Like they just neither of them have been super charismatic, and like so I didn't care too much about it. And I was like, I'm gonna watch this because I'm excited to have Marvel again, and I need something new to watch. But they have this thing called Marvel Legends, which is like a supercut. It's like a 7-minute supercut for Wanda and then one for Vision separately that show their entire story arc leading up to this. And then it made me really hyped. And I'm like, you know what? Their stories are actually pretty good when you see it all together like this instead of like slowly stretched out over like 8 movies. Because they're always the secondary people. So they only just got little pieces of all the much bigger stories. So, you know, they never shown.
Yeah,
Someone
I
asked
think,
in the sorry, I was gonna. Someone asked in the Discord, would you have watched WandaVision if it wasn't about like characters in the MCU? And my response was definitely not right away.
Well,
Like if you heard of the concept of this show alone and it wasn't related to Marvel, would you have watched it or would you have like waited for someone to really recommend it to you?
but I don't know what
how
the
it
concept
works.
of the show is. Yeah, I don't know how it works without it being an MCU show. Like,
Yeah.
what it's just.
A love letter to old sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't really know what the show is without
Yeah.
it being tied to the MCU.
Yeah, because a lot of the jokes are about that. Like, yeah.
If it was just about characters that were unrelated to anything that were stuck in like sitcoms through history,
Yeah.
I mean that does sound kind of like a show that only a few people watch, and then like slowly more and more people watch it, and then. But this show only really exists because it's an MCU thing.
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know? Whereas
I think
you know,
I understand what they're trying to ask, but I don't think the question really works.
because it's also like with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like say we were asking the same question about that, like would we care or watch that, you know, compared to if it wasn't in the MCU, you know, well then what's that? Is that just like an espionage thriller, like
Yeah, which I would
pulp
watch.
TV, like what
Which
is
I would
that?
watch.
People would watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
So.
definitely think that obviously it's getting the love that it is because it's getting a little MCU boost for sure. So I do think that obviously that is helping it. And
We could all use
If
a little
the-
MCU boost.
if the MCU hadn't been as successful as it was, yeah, 100%. If the MCU wasn't as successful as it was, you know, the show wouldn't be getting made. But no, it's funny that you'd mentioned about like them being side characters and everything. Like I've really loved them in what they did in all of the movies, despite them being like small roles, and I was very happy to see them really doing a great job.
They're doing so good.
Everyone in the show is doing
So
great.
good.
All
It's
the
really
side
good.
characters and them. So
Yeah, it's not to say that they're bad when I say that. It's just more like
they've never been the focus.
neither of that. Yeah, like outside of Vision, maybe in Ultron, like that's like the closest, like the Age of Ultron. But even then, it was like that's only the second time there was an Avengers movie. You know, it was like that wasn't why you went to that movie. It wasn't to see Vision. It wasn't to see Black Widow, who like also I'm sorry, not Black Scarlet Witch, which like by the way, like Scarlet Witch, part of the problem with her characters, like for people that like the comics or know anything about them, is they didn't have the rights to Fox or X-Men, so she's not the character she's supposed to be, which was Magneto's daughter. Like, they had to make her not a mutant. They have to, like, kind of change her powers, give her a completely different origin story. So it's just kind of weird, I think. But they did a very good job with it, with who the character is now. So I'm very excited for this week's episode. Can we talk about Roblox for a minute? I don't talk about Tom. We're gonna all play. We're gonna have an unranked game night. Plays Roblox.
I'm still not convinced that this is a game that we're gonna play for
Here's
a
the
long
thing.
time, or B, I'm gonna jump into it.
There's a lot of choices of games to play in Roblox. So if we just find 2 or 3, that'd be fine.
Exactly. That's
Like,
Tom.
we found
it's
a
just a
addicting
mini
one the
game
other day.
browser.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I understand that it is just a bunch of like mini games, but with everything that's coming out with like regular games,
Sure.
like I don't know.
But it's
if
the
that-
perfect, I think, like fuck around online. Like, what do we want to play? I don't know. We're all just getting on to play something. I don't know. Let's fucking just jump around in Roblox and find something fun to play. Like, it's great for that, which is what we ended up doing last night because I just was like kind of not feeling in the mood to play Halo. So it's like I just want to play something different. We played the Tiny Tank game, which Dan and Alex, like it was kind of fun. Dan got split off of our team, and then which helped
It was
because
less
Alex
fun.
and I were certainly able to coordinate. So that was a good time. But then Dan was like, "I want to play this treasure hunt game." You're very excited.
I think I
about
just
treasure
randomly
hunt.
saw it, like, because I was looking at all the ratings of games when I was like just exploring the app itself. I guess it's more of an app than like a game. I guess.
Yeah.
So like, I went all the way to the end, and Treasure Hunt was the last one. Had like a 90% thumbs up rate.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, people say this is good, and then we spent hours.
Hours. I mean, Dan got off to go stream.
Yeah.
And Alex and I played Dan for at least another hour or two.
Wow.
So that was like
of
4
treasure
hours
hunt.
total.
Yeah, we spent like 3 or 4 hours. In
And
this
then
fucking
I was on
Roblox
today
game
for another
treasure.
4 hours. I just turned it on and I was just like, I was doing other things while I was playing it because it's one of those games like you get to a point and it's a lot of waiting around.
It's almost
It's
like a
basically-
clicker.
Yeah, I kind of described it as a treasure hunt game that also is late stage capitalism.
Well, it's dig a hole. It's dig a hole the game. It's literally like you have an area and then there's other areas where there's like this giant pit. It's like sand and then below sand it's like dirt and then rock dirt and so it just
And a
gets
shitload
harder
of
and harder
treasure
to dig
chests.
through. But yes, and then treasure chests. And as you dig it up and fill your backpack, you can then sell the blocks that you've dug up for some cash. Or you unlock the treasure chests as well, which give you a lot of cash, and then you get a thing that lets you dig faster, and then a bigger backpack.
Yep.
Now, Dan, here's the thing Alex and I realized, because we had hit a little bit of a wall, and then I was like, I'm just going to go to one of these other zones. And in the main zone, you're only selling, like, per block from your backpack, 5 coins. But the candy zone is 15 coins, and then the astronaut zone is 45
So
coins
you found
a
out how
block.
to get in the other zones? I didn't even try
Yeah, we
that.
could just walk to them. There were a bunch that you could just walk to that you didn't have to use the
okay.
teleporters to. So I ended up just going to those other zones. And what's really great about it, too, is, by the way, these other zones where you to break the blocks is a lot more time as well. You need, like, higher strength weapons to break the blocks. But I could fill up my backpack in, like, an early zone, walk to the one where they're worth more, and then sell them there. And I still get the higher price. Their market is broken.
What I did, I just kind of upgraded my stuff enough that I could get the rainbow chests in a reasonable amount of time.
Yes.
And then you get like 50 million per rainbow chest. But if you just have
Yes.
the beginner bucket, like it gives you a bucket in the beginning, you would not have
You'll
time
never.
within the 30-minute
Never.
period to unlock it. It's like
No.
a million. It's a million units.
Yeah.
So you need to keep upgrading so you have something that takes off enough units at a time that you can actually open these things to get the big money prizes.
Like the initial bucket that you have, Tom, every 2 seconds it breaks off like 1 unit, I think, Dan.
Yeah.
Or maybe one
It's
unit
one.
like every 2 seconds. But then by the time Alex and I stopped, we were at like every 0.3 seconds it broke off like 2,000, 3,000 units. So we were just Alex and I we realized as a good strategy we were going to double team the rainbow boxes. So we both got on the rainbow boxes so we could crack them open twice as fast. And then one of us would get the money a lot faster, get a faster weapon, and then we were just hitting rainbow boxes. We were able to dig 1,500 boxes down into the earth. So now, Dan, I'm curious because you said you went back on the game today. What did you notice when you went back? You were going to tell me this earlier.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, the first thing, actually, before I get to that other thing, was I got on and that message popped up again we couldn't get past yesterday. Because it's supposed to be a clicker. And I had to back out again to get rid of the message. Because it's like a clicker. It doesn't give you any option to hit OK.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird menu stuff when you're playing on console versus PC.
But no, like, what I realized was, like, when you level up enough, like, I could just sit with, like, the drill.
Yes.
And just put it on, like, a rainbow box
just
and go walk away. I, like, went in the other room for 5-10 minutes, came back, and it was, like, close to open. And then I kept doing that or watching other things. And it's just, like, on the side of the thing I was doing.
We're playing last night, and I was like, I'll be back in, like, 15, 20 minutes. I got to go eat. I just took out an automatic drill. I got on a block, and I walked away. And by the time I came back, I was, like, 40 million coins richer.
Yep.
So my character just kept going the whole time. It was great. It's a real stupid game. The one thing is, I guess every day it resets your stuff. So, like, I went back. No, I went back today, and I was at Zip. Your stuff was still there?
Yeah, I still had all my stuff.
Oh, maybe I have a different account on my PC than versus the
Xbox.
Xbox.
That's definitely
maybe that's why.
for sure. Yeah.
Maybe I thought I signed in on both with the same, but maybe I didn't when I first set it up. Maybe I have a different account. Okay. Well, that's good then, because then I'll be able to go back to it and just fucking dominate. I'm just going to dominate. Because when we were in there...
You will have to go in twice, though, because every day that new message is going to pop up saying, you won a box, but you can't use it.
That's annoying. Dan, you missed out. Alex and I found another game. It's a asymmetric game where one person spawns basically as Jaws and everyone else goes in boats. And you have to either outlast the timer. So unless the shark kills everyone, the shark wins. Yeah, Jaws. Oh, not Jaws from GoldenEye, the video game. Or
that's funny. I immediately thought shark. I didn't even think of anything else.
I mean,
Jaws
both would be good.
Is the James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Because I don't think of the shark
Moonraker.
in Jaws being called Jaws. I just think of it as the shark from Jaws. But I guess that's its name.
I mean, that's what we call it, at least.
I mean, that's what I would assume everyone's referencing it as.
Yeah. That's funny.
Because the movie Cujo has the dog Cujo. So I guess it's the same property in my head.
But they call him Cujo.
No, I know, but like you don't really name a shark or talk to it by name. You're just like, this is the shark.
Right.
So I guess we just
did they
I
ever
assumed
call
the name
it
was
Jaws in the movie? I don't know. Do
Maybe
they in a
the
later
sequels.
movie? Maybe in the sequels.
Maybe the sequels.
Daughter
Maybe
of Jaws.
3D. Yeah, exactly.
Jaws 4, I will contend, is the best Jaws after the first Jaws.
I haven't seen a single one after
If you're going to
Jaws
watch
1.
one that's not the first one...
I'm not.
No, listen.
No.
If you're going to watch one that's not the first one, go watch Jaws 4.
Because Dan, what have you discovered?
It's the most like a very soft, direct reboot of the first one. It's a direct sequel. It's the kid from the first one grown up.
Oh.
So he has like a flashback
Oh
to his
yeah,
dad
the
and
shark is
stuff.
called Bruce.
Oh, it's Bruce.
That's
but that
why-
was the animatronic.
This is the name of the animatronic shark?
Yeah.
No,
But
it says the character information. Full name, Bruce. Status, deceased.
Okay, there you go. Bruce the shark.
Other names, Jaws.
I do. There you go. I do remember. That is why in Nemo the shark is called Bruce. Was to homage for Jaws.
Right.
I do remember that fact.
You should watch Jaws 4. It's good. They go down to the Bahamas. It's the kid grown up. So the mom is in it. She's older now. Like, it's the original actress. Dude, it's Jaws 4 is good.
Jaws
No, dude,
4,
Jaws
man.
4 is good. I used to watch that one just as much as we'd watch Jaws 1. We would just skip Jaws 2 and 3, and we'd watch Jaws and Jaws 4. It's Jaws the Revenge.
What did I...
That's the name of the movie. Jaws the
I'm just
Revenge.
realizing there wasn't a Sharknado this year.
Guess what?
In real life or in
what?
movies. What?
What?
Guess what? Pauly Shore, Sean Astin, Brendan Fraser vehicle I watched for the very first time in my life the other
Encino Man?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
there's
Encino
no other
Man.
choice when you list those guys.
I
It's
love
one
Encino Man.
It's one of Brooke's favorite films from childhood, and she put it on the other day, and we watched it. I watched this film, and
It's a great movie.
My
When
favorite
he goes-
Pauly Shore.
When he goes to get like the Slurpee, dude.
Oh yeah, and they're just like drinking it from the tube.
Pauly Shore era movies. Like, I feel like I like Biodome, and then like was it Stepson was the other one? I'm just trying to remember.
I know
Pauly Shore movies.
Biodome is a Pauly Shore film. You know
Well,
what's
yeah.
you know what's fucking funny though about Encino Man and that movie is that Pauly Shore is the most likable character in that film. Sean Astin in that movie is an asshole, and he never stops being an asshole. You think he's gonna have like this kind of like turn where he like
That's because you
realizes
think
that
of
he's
him
in
as
the fault.
Sam.
No, he's a dick, dude. The whole
No,
movie,
but I'm
because
just saying, like,
yeah.
you just anticipate him to be a good dude.
yes, for sure. But no,
You know
he
where
is-
Pauly
he is
Shore
a
comes
dick
from, right?
In that movie. What do you mean?
Like who he is? Like the son of?
Isn't he the son of like the owner of like a comedy club?
The Comedy Store.
Yeah, the comedy store.
Oh.
His mom ran the
mother-
Comedy Store.
Yeah, that's right.
So like
yeah.
that's how he got into acting / comedy.
I
Which is
did
growing
know
up
that.
around
Like
stand-up.
Comedy Store is the place I told you about last year, where Teresa and I went. Dane Cook performed, and they were raffling off.
What a show!
They were raffling off a collection.
Wait, this was last year?
Well, okay, 2 years ago.
2
I
years
guess.
ago?
But still, has Dane Cook been doing comedy this time?
He's still been
Like,
doing
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah, yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
been watching
No,
him
he's
do
back
comedy.
now.
That's the
He's
difference.
back now.
He's back now.
And he's terrifying looking. He's absolutely.
I'm sure.
Oh my god, no! He had so much work done, and he's also like lost a ton of weight. Like he's like jacked, so he has that like scary chiseled face.
Oh Jesus!
It's really scary.
I just looked
actually.
him up.
It's
He looks
terrifying.
really weird.
Yeah,
oh my
no,
God.
it's really fucked up and scary. And he made a lot of weird jokes about how like his girlfriend is like 20.
This is old Dane Cook and new Dane Cook.
no.
which is
Oh
like
my God.
less than half his age. It's like, yeah, it was a scene. But who else was
He looks
there?
like Ben
He
Roethlisberger.
just got fat, man. He got fat and old.
No, he's
No,
ripped. He's ripped.
He had work.
Oh,
He has
really?
work done in
saying.
his face too,
He's
for
ripped
sure.
now. It's
You know what he
it's
kind of looks like? Then?
scary.
He kind of looks like the bad guy in Mask. He
little
has
bit.
like a weird
Yeah,
structure.
I think he kinda looks
like
Like
Ben
too
Roethlisberger.
wide. He's just like a straight brick.
Ron Funches was there. That's who the other guy that I really liked.
Oh, nice.
But this
Funches.
was
I
the
like
place where
Funches.
they raffled off, and it was for like an autism charity. They raffled off a giant thing of weed. It was just a big box
Wow, very
of
cool.
weed, and it was like an auction, and you would like bid however much you wanted. It was a silent auction when you walk in, and they were just like, you walk in, there's this giant just crate like of weed, and I was like, what the fuck? Apparently it was like they ended up saying the like retail value was like 15 grand of weed or something.
hell yeah.
Insane. So
Oh yeah. And then another movie that I saw, which is a new movie and not from the year 1991, was Promising Young Woman with Carey Mulligan.
That's the one where she's a murderer, right?
I'm not going to ruin the premise.
Isn't that the plot? Like I didn't see the movie. I literally
It's-
read like the little blurb it shows you on the screen.
No, it's not the plot. It's not. The movie's way more of a drama than it is a kind of like thriller horror film.
Okay.
It definitely like misleads you in what it's trying to set out. But basically, yeah, Carey Mulligan is on a one-woman quest for revenge against men that date rape and like basically take advantage of women. And so, yeah, it definitely plays into the idea of her being a murderer. But it just turns out that she just teaches them a lesson, really. But then it goes in like interesting ways with that. And then she obviously has her own personal history with it. And so, but it's also about her trying to, she's pushed everyone in her life away because she just doesn't trust men. And so she doesn't really have any friends. She doesn't really have any relationships. And then she meets this guy who used to go to college with her. And it's about her like trying to open up to him. So the movie is at times set up like a thriller, and she's like a psycho murderer person, and then other times it's this like kind of really interesting drama about her dealing with like her inner demons, and that stuff for me worked way better than the kind of like thriller horror aspect of it. But by the end of the movie, it kind of firmly supplants itself in that genre. And so it's just tonally off kilter for me the whole time. But I think it has a really satisfying ending because I was kind of waiting for like, wait, where is this going? And
Where can you watch this?
it's for like the rent for full price.
Oh, wow, you
thing.
actually paid for this.
Yeah, because it was. I've been looking forward to it for a while. I love Carey Mulligan, who Chris, you probably know her mostly from Blink, the Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Yeah, and so
Or just Doctor Who in general.
Was she in episodes of Doctor Who other than Blink?
Oh yeah, that's a good
I think
point.
she was in something else I watched. Like, or I know her.
I
from
mean, she's
originally,
an Academy Award-winning actress at this point.
No, I know. I'm just trying to remember what the hell I saw.
Which
her
is
at the
so
start.
funny. It was like she did Doctor Who, and the next year she won an Academy Award. But yeah, so I thought it was very interesting and definitely worth your time. And then in video games, I've played Hitman 3.
Very jealous. I'm very
which,
excited to play this game.
I saw Tom
Is-
murder security guards. So that was cool.
Yeah, it's well, there's a lot of murdering security guards.
Have you reviewed it?
Yeah. So
What did you give it?
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
4 stars. Yeah, my only real issue is it presents itself, so the idea is there is a story, there are missions, but they're kind of designed to be like replayed, and you can set them up differently, so you can start in different locations, have different items and things like this, and unlocking all of the different ways you can assassinate your targets and move about the levels is the heart of the game. And I actually really love it for that, especially with the fact that if you own in one console family, if you own Hitman 1 and 2, you can just play those levels in 3.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
just
weird.
this tapestry of all these levels. And so I think it's the best of the 3 because the levels are just far and away the best out of all 3 games. They're much bigger and grander and more intricate. And one
Does
and
it
two
feel like
levels were pretty good.
they knew they were able to target the next gen consoles when they made this one also?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Oh,
the
that's
game looks amazing on the new consoles. I don't know how it runs or looks on the old ones. I'm sure there's a digital foundry thing for that.
There is.
But and we talked about it. It doesn't have ray tracing, but because the levels are so tightly designed, they simulate ray tracing. So
Yeah,
there's
they
reflections
fake the
everywhere.
reflections and everything.
But it's not even just like, oh, there's a reflection of a white guy. It's like, no, there are reflections of everything that's happening in the game. I guess it's just running simultaneously.
Yeah, I think they do like a camera is what they do. They treat the mirror like a display essentially, and
Right.
then they do
That
like a
would make
virtual
sense.
camera. I believe that's one of the tricks that they use before there was ray tracing.
So I love the game. I think everyone should check it out.
Yeah.
Two things about it. The first being my only real critique is that I think that the hardest difficulty master doesn't push it far enough. I think that you should be able to tweak the difficulty customization to the point where, okay, if you fuck up, if I get noticed, I have a minute left to complete my assassination because they're evacuating the area, right? Which would be the logical thing that would happen in real life. Or if someone of consequence goes missing, guards search for them and look in like the fucking cupboards and shit. Because once you knock someone out or kill them and hide their body in a cupboard, it's never going to be found. Like that's like the catch-all safe thing. And I understand that in like the easier difficulties, that's a standard thing. But this trying to be the greatest stealth game of all time, I think it really should push as realistic as possible stealth that they can achieve. But on master difficulty, I have done some bananas shit that I end up being able to complete the mission because it's like I kill a bunch of people, hide for a minute, swap out uniforms, and then everyone pretends like nothing
But
fucking
maybe
happened.
in some ways, Tom, that's better because I think honestly, a lot of other stealth games that are not Hitman, it's just typically not fun. The mechanics that try to make it realistic.
No, 100. I mean, I completely agree. One of the things I bring up in my review is how funny the game is. Like, there was one moment where someone was about to recognize me as my target was about to walk in, and they were about to recognize me. They're like, "Huh, who are you?" And I just like took a sword from my back, a scimitar, and just went and threw it across the room, and it stuck in their neck, and they like slumped down behind like foliage, and then the target walked in like none the wiser. So there's hilarious shit like that, but I think there's a way to kind of push the difficulty, especially with how customizable the levels are with. Okay, this is the weapon you're going to start out with. This is the disguise you're in. This is the tools that you're going to have. I think if you were able to toggle maybe difficulty of how aware guards are, how much they're searching for you, how long, that's kind of the customization is the bread and butter of this game.
Yeah.
And so I think that they could have pushed that. But it's a really fucking fun game, and I honestly can't wait to play again. But the other thing I do want to talk about is the Stadia version has this really cool feature called Save State. So if I boot up a level, say you were playing on Stadia, and I was playing, and I boot up a level and I customize it a bunch of different ways. Like I start out this level in this disguise in this location, and this is the tools that I have, and I've hidden grenades or some shit somewhere in the level. And I'm like, oh, this is a really fun way to play this. I could take a screenshot of my game, like just press the capture button, send you that screenshot, and then you can open that in Stadia, and it will put all of that level information into a level for you, and you can play that level as it's set up. And so you can create custom like levels and send them that way between
Why wouldn't they
people.
do this in like a custom level thing outside of Stadia? What do you need Stadia for that?
I don't know. It's exclusive to Stadia. I mean, you could
Sounds
technically
like
do it.
someone gave them some money for this game to do this.
I mean, potentially,
Right.
I guess, yeah.
Like, that like it sounds like when like a publisher, like when a platform pays the developer to like for exclusive DLC or something. Because
Yeah,
I'm not seeing why you couldn't do something like that on another.
I mean, it seems that this is baked into the Stadia platform itself, so it might be something that like PlayStation. Currently, it's the only. I was talking to the Stadia people, and currently it's the only game that offers it, but they have a lot of different features like that. For example, like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you can have in-game video feed of the other. If you're playing with other people, you can have their screens up. But then I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, in the PlayStation 5, you can screen share to another PS5, and you could do picture-in-picture. So you could kind of faux build that in from a system level, whereas I guess Breakpoint does it in the game. But it is a Stadia feature that I guess could be implemented for other games.
Interesting.
But with Hitman being this game about levels, and it's like Astrobot, there's challenges, and you can see leaderboards and see how well someone's done in a certain level on a certain difficulty, and so the save state I think makes a lot of sense for this game particularly. So it's a reason to maybe check out Hitman.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Stadia
I'm gonna get Hitman, and I'm excited for Hitman. I mean, with Hitman, and I'll bring it up in the news, but there's another game coming out for Xbox. I'm at the point now where I said it last week. I was like, I'm gonna just start mainlining Assassin's Creed because I want to finish it. I don't want to just stop playing because other games are coming out. But I'm like 50 hours into that game, and
So you're still in the tutorial?
I probably
Still
still have
in Norway.
like half. I probably still have half the game. I mean, I think there's like
Yeah, I mean, it can
4 or
definitely
5
last.
you know.
It definitely can last up to like 100 hours if you.
But there's so many good
doing
there's
a
so many
lot of
good
side
side
quests.
story things. Like I never did the Beowulf mission. I just skipped it for some reason. I just went back and did that now, which like I was supremely overpowered for. I'm like, like level like 1 whatever, and like the Beowulf thing's like for like level 20, and I'm like, okay, well, I basically like was just like one-shotting people. I did it. I'm like, oh, this would have been really cool if I had done this mission at the time, but there's just so many to do. But the stealth and the mechanics in that game are good, but they don't necessarily let you do always like it's not as much of a sandbox as I want it to be. And Hitman looks like the sandbox I want to play in.
100%,
Like I texted you and Alex like really pissed. I haven't been able to upgrade my quiver in forever, and I really like using the arrows more than anything else when I want to do stuff
interesting.
stealthily.
I hate using the arrows.
Oh no, dude, the Predator bow when you can control the arrow targeting on it, I love that because when I was in like Shropshire and I had to blow up like these like oil and like gas cans and stuff before like our guys would go in, I was like, all right, I'm gonna use my Predator bow from far as fuck away instead of like sneaking in and like hit all of them. But it was taking me forever because I can only hold like 6 because I'm not finding fabric, which you just have to like hopefully come across. And like I spent like hours just going around looting chests all around Oxenfordshire and Leicestershire and Shropshire and Grantbridgeshire and all the shires.
Exhausted all of the,
Yeah,
all of the
and I still haven't
fabric.
fucking found one. I've found one piece of fabric yet. So I'm basically done with that. But the one thing I have found are little pieces of maps in a little game called Carto. And I got to tell you, this game, I looked it up. They say it's about 5 to 8 hours. First of all, Tom, great game to use for your backbone. It's like the perfect kind of game for that.
Oh, it's iPhone game.
No. But it's on Xbox. But it's a great
gotcha.
like remote play. But it's on Xbox. It's on Game Pass. It's a small indie game, and the concept is you're a character who falls out of like an airship with either your mom or your grandma, and you land on this little island. And the mechanic of the game is that you can zoom out of the island to a map, and you're essentially a cartographer. That's why it's called Carto. And you go and you talk to like this guy, and he'll give you like a hint, and then you go to your map, and now you have a new piece of the map, and you can rotate all the pieces of maps. And so long as like you have grass on this side and grass on that side, you can then stick them together. So then you end up meeting someone new, and they're like, well, my house was east of this, and then you end up finding another. Like, I don't have any new map pieces, but I was like, oh, if I move these pieces around so that the house is west of the blank piece, and when I rotated
That's
it,
cool.
changed it, suddenly the house appeared. And then you're just like constantly rearranging this like ever-growing map
That's
to help
pretty cool.
people with all their little side quests and tasks. I'm halfway through the game. I've probably spent a little over 2 hours onto it. But it's really fun, like just light, simple gameplay. So I'll talk about it more when I finish it, because I know Alex said he was going to play it too, and he is going to pop in later for our fantasy draft, but
Probably.
just wanted to touch on it.
No,
Probably.
he'll be here.
Anything else, or should we jump to news?
I'm good.
Tom, what do you got?
There's not a ton of new stuff for this week. The two big things would be we got NPD for December and the entire year of 2020. So in December 2020, sales were up 25% than they were the year before. So that's a huge jump from last year's kind of holiday period. And the top-selling games, even after Cyberpunk was in there, despite being, and that includes the refunds that people got and returns and things like that. But things like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe were in the top 10, which is kind of always like in the top 20, but it got that holiday boost. And that's mainly thanks to the fact that in 2020, the Nintendo Switch accounted for all console sales. 83% of all console sales in the year.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was hard to get your hands on a PS5 and a Series X. So it was the last year of the last generation, and there was limited supply for the new generation. So it made sense that it might have been a smaller
for most
year.
of the year where everyone was stuck inside, it was the newest system.
Right. And things
Yeah.
like Animal Crossing, obviously boosting that huge. Animal Crossing was in one of the,
And parents
was
need
like the
babysitters
number-
for their kids.
the number
What's better babysitter than a
5 spot.
piece of technology?
Yeah, I think that ultimately knowing the new consoles were going to come out hurt console sales more than they did in the past, because now, unlike the last generation, people are accustomed to upgrading their technology for several $100s to $1,000 with things like iPhones and Galaxies and whatnot. It's such a normalized concept that in the past people would be like, well, I'm just gonna, I'll wait a couple years and I'll get it later when it's cheaper. But now people are like, well, I don't want to have like the old one. I'll just wait. I'll wait 10 months. Like people, if they miss out on the iPhone sometimes, 3 months after it comes out, they're like, whatever, I'll wait 9 months. I'll get the next one. I want it to be. I'm like, it's gonna be. It's not like it's gonna come out now. It's like the new one just came out. It's like the amount of times it's like a couple months after the iPhone comes out. They're like, well, I didn't get it, so I'll get the next one right when it comes out. People were just used to wanting the newer tech now. It's a different demographic of sales, so that it's not shocking.
So in terms of with those sales, though, that was the last year for the Switch was the highest performing year ever. For a single console. So that it's
nuts.
In just percentage of sales, or just in total number?
In dollar revenue.
Sold?
In dollar revenue.
Adjusted dollar revenue? Because I feel like that would matter too.
Let's see. Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware platform in units and dollars for the entire year. Annual dollar sales of Nintendo Switch hardware were the second highest for an individual platform in a calendar year in U.S. history. Only the 2008 dollar sales of the Nintendo Wii were higher.
It's incredible looking at this because then you look back and previous to this, you had the Wii U, their worst performing console ever, which is funny because we're now entering the 4th year. It's about to be 4 years old, the Switch, which means realistically it should only have 2 more years left. There's no way this should be a 7-year piece of hardware before it has like a real upgrade, because it's nowhere near as powerful as an Xbox or PlayStation were, and they were 7 years old. The Wii U was only around for 4 years.
I think the problem with the Wii U was it didn't give anyone anything new.
It was also the worst name. A lot of people thought it was an accessory for the Wii.
Oh, okay.
It caused a lot of brand confusion.
But at the same time, it wasn't that good as it didn't give you much new. It had like the controller you could walk around with, but besides that.
Yeah. I mean, and it was like, use the Pro controller or your Wiimote or use the tablet controller. And then it was like, well, what's the standard controller if you're not using the tablet controller? The Wiimote, but we also have the Pro controller. You can even plug in a GameCube controller with the... It was like, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
It's like a larval stage.
They couldn't decide what the hell they wanted it to be.
They're like, when it comes out of its cocoon, we'll figure out the final.
Yeah, it's the mid stage of the Pokemon.
The Metapod.
So, couple other things. Fall Guys coming to Game Pass. Oh wait, actually, it's not coming to Game Pass. There was a tweet that went out, and it was like a response to either Fall Guys or Xbox Game Pass, and it was like, "Can you please bring this to Fall Guys soon?" And they were like, "Oh, it's coming." Game Pass replied on Twitter, like, "Oh, it's coming." And Fall Guys was just like, no, we're not coming to Game Pass. Actually, we're not coming to Xbox." And then, so at that point, like Nebellion and like other people who had already reported on the first tweet where Game Pass basically said Fall Guys was coming, then had to like put out corrections, being like, "Correction, Fall Guys is not coming to Game Pass." Like Devolver Digital put out like a thing. They were like, "Fall Guys is neither coming to Game Pass or Xbox. There are no plans for it." They're like, "Let us be clear." So that's kind of a bummer, obviously, because I think a lot of people are really like that game. It needs crossplay. It needs to be on every platform. It needs crossplay. It needs cross save. Like it's a game that needs that, just like all other games in the same genre.
It can't exist in its current form though in crossplay, just because the PC version is like it doesn't have like you can't name your characters still. They haven't fixed that still. They still have like the generic options only.
When they do crossplay, they'll do cross save. So then you'll have to have a Fall Guys account, just like you have like your Rocket League account, or you'll have to have like your own separate thing so that it can sync all your stuff across whatever platform you're playing on. Because otherwise, like that's why I don't even like to play on PS4 at the moment, because it just feels worthless. Because all of my like unlocks and everything are on my PC. So like anytime I win a crown on the PS4, it's like, what am I even bothering with this? Because it's not going to go anywhere.
If you come on and like play with like us, if we're on, then you'd be playing with us, and it's not like
No,
those
of course,
things
but that's
hinder
the
you in
only.
game 'cause you don't
My
have
point
them.
is that's the only way I'm gonna play on PlayStation 4 is if I'm playing with you guys. Is PS5 is if I'm playing with you guys. I'm not gonna ever play on PS5 by myself because I don't gain anything from it. I just, the content goes nowhere. They are talking now, of course, about their Season 3.5 update, which every time they've done the updates has always been great. In the past, they've always either added new levels or mods, things like that. They showed off a lot of upcoming mods. One was one for Jump Showdown, and it's
Yeah.
got the blower on it, and that looks fucking sick. I'm very excited for the
It's
wind
hard enough
being
as
added
is.
to Jump Showdown.
Yeah, that one looks like a mess.
Oh, it's awesome.
That one looks tough.
I'm into that because it keeps everyone moving. That's why I'm into that. I like that they had the little pengies. Little pengies are showing up on the race maps now, so you can pick them up, you can drop them off the edge, you can do the thing, as they say. So, new things coming to fall, guys. I don't know, there's something else about Tencent out there raising billions of dollars to buy a company that's either US-based or from South Korea. No one knows exactly what it is, the last I read on it, but...
There's like every company right now, there's news about like a new studio opening, like Sony's going to open
Acquisition
a new thing,
City
Microsoft's
right
going to
now.
buy a new thing. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised after everyone saw how much money they fucking made last year if people are like, all right, let's fucking double the fuck down on this shit.
I think that's gonna be misleading for some companies, though. I don't think they're gonna realize. I think they're gonna realize that for video games, it was a great situation, but once we get out of the pandemic period, and things do, it might not
People
be
are
this
still gonna
year
be playing
because this
video
year we're
games.
still in it. But it might be
Right.
the year after that. Like a lot of the strategies they might come up with, thinking things will just be this way from now on, won't be. So there might be another shift in like a couple of years, I think.
I don't know. I think 2020 still would have been a big year.
Yeah, I agree.
Regardless of pandemic, I
Yeah.
think that
People's budgets are also squeezed too. So as much as people are spending money on games instead of like going out drinking and stuff, there's a lot of people who spend money on games who haven't been able to.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying, Dan. Obviously, like the certain situations and won't always be the same. But I do think that it's pretty telling that like when the chips are down, and when every other industry is really struggling, like gaming is like one of the very few that's able to stay afloat because it's like the very few entertainment industries that is geared to being at home and doesn't require, unlike a lot of the other industries, like obviously like TV, like you're at home, but you need like the production side of that requires people to be in the same place. Obviously, we've seen hurdles in 2020 with studios struggling to make, work from home happen and, hurting game development, but it's possible. Whereas you can't really make a full season of television. Mythic Quest can't just do their coronavirus
I can't wait
bonus
for a new
episode
season
like
of
for
Mythic Quest.
every episode, right?
Yeah, that would be boring.
And then I think the only real last bit of news came today with all the Resident Evil stuff. So it's the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil this year. I've been playing 7 on my Wednesday streams, and I've been loving it. So I'm actually super stoked for this news. And there's actually a sale on Xbox right now for pretty much every Resident Evil title that's ever existed. So if you want to get into the franchise, like the RE2 and RE3 remakes that came out like last year and the year before, they are heavily discounted, and Resident Evil 7 is also supremely discounted.
Related to that would be next week, one of the first real next-gen games is coming out on the Xbox Series X, which the Medium, I think, might also be on Xbox One, or right? That's not... Is that also on Xbox One, or is it only on the Series X?
I think it's on the last-gen consoles.
Yeah, but it seems like a game that is going to run way better on the new one, because it's doing... Like, part of the thing with this game is that it's doing the same thing Ratchet & Clank is, which they were like, we need a way to show off this SSD.
It is not on the one.
So then that makes sense, because they're doing the thing Ratchet & Clank is doing, which is like, this is something you can't do on next gen, which is they're doing the upside down. Instead of going to other universes, like ripping a portal in real time to another universe and just jumping between worlds because it can just load data so fast, the Medium is doing essentially the upside down from Stranger Things, where there's like a hell world and your character is a medium who can see between this sort of like hellish fucking like H.R. Geiger-ish kind of world, and there's like a lot of weird Cthulhu kind of shit in it. It's very like just sinew and red blood everywhere. And then just like a castle and like, like the real world. So that is a game that comes out next week on Game Pass. So that's fun to be playing one of the first real next-gen games.
Yeah, it's an exclusive. But real quick, though, the actual news with Resident Evil is that it's coming out in May. And that there is Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village is coming out in May 7th. And there is currently a demo on the PS5 for free that people can go check out. It seems to be more of a showcase.
Is that multi-platform,
environment.
right?
Yeah, it is multi-platform, yes. And it's coming out, it was confirmed that is also coming out on last-gen consoles as well, which was never really confirmed before, but it is coming out on the One and the PS4.
That was a game that was like a part of Sony's co-marketing deal, I think, because they were like, we're going to put it in our PS5 showcase, except just like almost every other game in the PS5 showcase, it's actually coming out on PS4, but we're not going to tell anyone.
And they're going, and a big reason why I think that it's on a PS. I mean, obviously they made a deal with Sony on this, but with the PS5 demo, from what I've been reading online, it's very geared towards like the PS5 3D audio. Like that's the big thing that they're trying to push. So that's I'm going to finish RE7 on stream next week and then play the demo. I'm really stoked.
Awesome.
I can't believe how much I'm loving RE7. But they are coming out with some other new games called Reverse, R-Reverse, which is a deathmatch multiplayer title featuring characters across all of the Resident Evil games. So that's interesting. And it's a free add-on for that's going to be bundled into RE8.
I mean, people will play it, but
yes, people will play it.
That's not.
But it's not the first time that.
Give me Resident Evil kart racing if we're really going to do this.
It's not the first time Capcom's trying to make a multiplayer Resident Evil game, and every single one has not taken any water. So we'll see how that.
In the Resident Evil kart racer, I want one of the carts to just be. Essentially a zombie that's like running on all fours, but like, when the limbs are like on it, like its chest is up in the air.
Oh my god, yeah, seriously, 100%.
That'd be amazing. I'm just like imagining all the possibilities now with that.
It'd be awesome.
Every cart should be not carts.
Yeah,
like nothing with actual wheels.
Yeah, no,
it'd be great.
Yeah. So that's all the news. I looked. That was really it.
Well, let's do Fortune, listener mail, and then draft.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Parts of it fell apart, but we're doing okay as far as opening it. We got one piece right here.
There you go.
All right.
Man, been a while since we have a Fortune.
It has. It's been a minute.
You're telling me. It's been at least 6 weeks.
No way. What?
Well, yeah, like since we had a Fortune, we've had these garbage sayings, but...
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like you haven't been gone that long.
No. So you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Aye, aye, Captain. All right.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain. All right.
All right, sorry.
We could just sing SpongeBob the rest of the episode. A clever crow will always paint its feather black. Not a fortune.
That's not a
Definitely
fortune.
not a fortune.
That's not a fortune.
Maybe a proverb.
Clever crow will always paint its feather black.
Aren't crows... I don't understand what it's even saying.
I think it's trying to say that a crow will always try to fit in.
But why wouldn't it?
I don't know. A clever crow...
Why would it paint its feather black? It's already black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
What does the Chinese saying, a clever crow will always paint its feather black mean? A clever crow will always paint its feather black is not a Chinese saying. This is a core post. It comes from Laoan folktale.
Okay.
So I guess this is Laos, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no. Sorry. Laoan is a city in northern France.
Even better.
The folktale goes, the peacock and the crow decide to add color to their feathers and to paint each other's. The crow spends a long time painting careful designs on the peacock, who becomes so proud of his feathers, all he wants to do is strut and flaunt them. So when the peacock paints the crow, he just dumps black paint on him and says he's done. Yet the crow is much more respected for his care for others and his modesty. The moral of the story, a clever crow always paints his feathers black means don't show off because you'll gain respect for your modesty. Got it.
Well, it's probably not a good thing to put on a one strip of paper fortune
No,
cookie if you have to
absolutely
research
not. Without
Also,
any
uh,
other context.
Also, something that doesn't work in the age of social media.
Without any, yeah, that's very true.
Anyway, it's got numbers.
A
in the
clever
back.
crow will never have clout, is what they mean to say.
Yes, yes.
Got to get your clout, boys. What's your clout score? Remember that? Remember clout scores?
Are they on the
Remember that app, Clout?
Clout.
Do you remember this, Tom?
No, I don't remember Clout.
Clout was an app. It would aggregate all your social media accounts and then give you a clout score. So then places would look at like where you would rank among influencers, and they'd be like, "Oh, you actually have some clout with the amount of followers and your engagement." And then they would like, basically, companies would be then like shopped stuff out to you. They'd be like, "Oh, well, we want to give you this product to use if you'll talk about it on your social." It was your clout score.
They hired a
Interesting.
kid as an intern at my company at one point, like 4 or 5 years ago, solely because of that.
There you go. It was a thing for a bit. It was fucking stupid though. It was real stupid.
Anyway, lucky numbers. We got 5, 16, 18,
Yeah.
23, 36, and 45.
Those are indeed numbers.
Maybe someone won something. Probably not.
You won a crow.
Just make sure to paint it black. Email it on
I
ragpodcast.com.
got a
Email it on
crow and
ragpodcast.com.
I want to paint it black.
I didn't know where you were going with that for a second.
If you want to send us emails, email it on ragpodcast.com.
That's the song, Paint It
Links in the
Black.
show notes. Go to the Discord. Questions for the pod.
Parts of it.
Oh, boy. Man, we have a lot, I think.
Oh, great. Well,
All right, let's take them case by case.
All right. Well, we never asked from Legend of Jobo, are there any games you hope get pushed back based on their current state? Halo Infinite.
Cyberpunk.
that Halo Infinite is the one that it's like, please just launch well enough that this.
I'd rather it
feels-
come out in 2 years if it needs it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
when it
well,
comes out,
I mean,
it should be great.
Yeah.
I hope any video game comes out when it is in, minimal bug state. But yeah, that is one that definitely like a lot is riding on Halo Infinite, I think.
My other one will be Starfield. I feel like no one's seen anything about Starfield.
Sure.
Sony was trying to buy
Is
exclusive
that related
rights
to
that.
Garfield?
Yes, it's Garfield's nephew who becomes a star. And so we don't know anything about it. Those games have traditionally launched from Bethesda with a lot of bugs and issues in the past. It's just something they are known for now.
Yeah,
I think Microsoft cannot afford to have more games that are exclusive to their platform launch in shitty state. And if they spend all that money on Bethesda, that game better fucking launch pristine. That better be a pristine game when it comes out. So that would be the other one I would say. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like this year's list, and there's nothing here that I particularly feel strongly enough about other than, Halo, where I'm like, this could be at risk of not being great. Dying Light 2 is this game that just like continues to exist, and they haven't talked about that in forever, and we saw a demo of it at E3, obviously not last year, but the year before, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they haven't talked about it since.
Yeah.
The other thing is I hope that the Mass Effect Legendary Edition trilogy remake is decent.
There you go. That's a good one. That would be a shame because there's a lot of people that haven't played those games and heard about them. So if it comes out like shit, it'll be disappointing.
I'm just really worried that one is gonna play like ass, like it has always done. It's the one with the best story, and it handles like garbage.
So this is good because Epic Neckbeard in our Discord. Also, basically, it's a follow-up question to the one that Legend of Jobo just asked. It's long, so you're just gonna don't assume I'm done till it's very clear that I'm done, because there's a setup for this. It took 2 posts for.
I see what you're saying.
I missed the cutoff for yesterday's episode, but oh well. I have a question that's kind of related to Legend of Jobo's question above. AAA video games have changed a lot in scope over the last 10 years. Open world games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Red Dead 2, Cyberpunk 2077 are absurdly large, not just in terms of map size, but also in terms of detail, in-world systems, and side content. They're also becoming increasingly buggy as shit. Consumers still seem to expect roughly the same level of polish as release as they did 10 years ago. That is quite simply not the case. People are getting mad when their most hyper release of the year is broken, and the rough edges are almost magnified when the studio keeps pushing back release dates to polish the game. Wow, this is going to be a long question by the time I'm done. Another example of ambition gone awry is No Man's Sky. Super hyped before release, super buggy at release, universally panned by critics and players. Then they actually fixed it. People love the game now, and they fulfill the promises that they made before their official launch. Same thing with games like Destiny 1 and 2. With that long preamble out of the way, what are your guys' thoughts on big developers embracing the idea of early access for their big-ass AAA games? Just be fucking upfront about it. If your game's not fucking done, just the consoles literally have a thing that says early access now.
Exactly.
So
just say early
sell
access.
it as an
Everyone
early
will be like,
access
oh,
game.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
Just
and that's
sell it
okay.
as fucking early access.
Don't be
game.
like, here's our big release. This is the game. And then everyone's gonna be like, why is this a piece of shit?
And also don't do the opposite, which Cyberpunk did, because there's that report that came out that the fucking demo only 2 years ago, or I guess it would be closer to 2.5 years ago now at E3, that they did. It was like a 45-minute demo you could play, was not actually the game that came out now. And it was like this single standalone thing that they had made. It's like Cyberpunk.
I mean, the devs
was
said
like
they
a
didn't think it was
lie.
coming out. The devs didn't think it should be coming out until next. Was it
2022, I think.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, 2022. Yeah.
so it's nonsense.
God,
Like,
I'm gonna with this leading off of this, and specifically with Cyberpunk, I'm gonna jump on something here,
ooh.
and this is specifically targeted at a fucker on Twitter, I'm gonna save it for the podcast. This fucker comes into a conversation I'm having with someone. We're talking about Cyberpunk, and we're talking about that demo, and everyone is like, "Oh, well, this is how all games." Demos work, and I'm like, I understand that they embellish some things, but it's a 45-minute gameplay demo. This isn't like a 6-minute edited gameplay demo. This was presented as real gameplay, and I understand they scale stuff back, but we were talking about it, and I went to a behind the doors closed demo
For that, yeah.
the year after that first
Yeah, at
demo
E3.
came out. At E3 2019,
You got the
first
jacket.
demo I got the jacket. They're talking in this piece. They're talking about the 2018 demo where people saw gameplay for the first time. But anyway, saw the behind the closed doors thing, and there's this bit in the game where you go to it's another gang. They got a hideout, but they're all about getting jacked. So there's all this workout equipment, and in the demo, the guy made the robot boxer malfunction, so he was beating the shit out of dudes, and then he made this guy who was bench pressing weights. You cranked up the weight on the thing, so it crushed him. And when I got to that point in the game, I was like, "Oh, here we go. Here are all these really cool things I can do with hacking," and I couldn't do any of them. And I messaged and I remember at the time playing it, I couldn't. I was Googling and couldn't find any of the hacks. None of the hacks. Because you have to get quick hacks, and some of them are like, oh, this one.
I mean, that's the whole point of it being
their chip,
Cyberpunk. Yeah,
right. And none of the quick hacks that were listed anywhere told me that I could make machinery do any of this.
You got to go into cyberspace. You got to hack them.
Well,
got to
anyway,
jack in.
So I was like, maybe they just removed these features from the game. I don't know. So I was messaging with Cade. It was Cade who were messaging back and forth. I was
editor at Screen Junkies. Screen Rant.
And he's a writer, but yes, he just got a new job.
Senior writer?
Congrats to Cade. Senior gaming writer at Screenwriter.
Congrats.
Senior artists.
But So we're talking about it back and forth, and I was like, yeah, I remember this. This was one of the coolest things I'd seen in the demos at E3, and it's just like not in the game from what I can tell. And Cade was like, yeah, when I got to that bit, I couldn't do it either, and I looked online, and then this guy comes in, and he's like, you guys, you have to get this specific. It's not the hack. You have you have hacks that you can get, and then there's like the motherboard that you put the hacks on and into, and you have to get a specific upgraded fucking thing. And when I Googled this, there was one post about it on some random fucking website that explained how you can get the specific thing that allows you to do the one thing in the demo. And and this guy was like giving a shit, and he's like, you guys are gaming writers. He's like, you should know this stuff. And I'm like, just because I write about video games doesn't mean I know everything about video games. It means that I'm good at like writing my opinions of video games. And it put me in a bad mood.
Of course.
Fuck Cyberpunk 2077, man.
I gotta tell
agree,
you,
I agree with you guys. I agree. It just, I think early access, I think a couple of years ago used to be like a bit of a stigma to that. But there have been, I mean, Hades is Game of the Year in 2020, and that came out as early access. So I think that, you know,
I wouldn't lump Assassin's Creed into this, though, because I'd say the biggest complaint I have about Assassin's Creed is that like they're just doing too much. The game just doesn't need to be this big, so it could be more polished. But that being said, the game has the same level of polish that plenty of older adventure title. Like, it's not a buggy mess. The game works. It's just like so many things are so good in it that the things that aren't like kind of stick out more. But it's not like they're bad. It's just like, oh, like you guys could have made this game 25% smaller, and I still would have had like a 60-hour game to play, and you could have spent that time just making animations better and making like the game run a little better. I'm sure for other that's like my whole thing with it is I've enjoyed it so much that I'm doing all this side quest shit I could probably just skip, and everything could have just looked and worked better. But that game is so impressive to me. These massive games are unbelievable, but they shouldn't exist the way they are. Totally agreed. Did we ask this last week? Favorite Sean William Scott movie? I asked it to you, but it wasn't actually a listener mail.
Somewhere else too.
I asked it in the show, but it wasn't a listener mail. Well, mine would be The Rundown. This was from Psych Mike. He said for him it was Role Models because it had a nice plot with McLovin.
Oh yes, Role Models is fantastic. Yeah.
So, my answer is different than it would have been a week ago. Because I forgot about one movie that someone reminded me of the other day when I was streaming. And so I think it would probably be the movie Goon now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah.
But I probably would have said like American Pie, like one of those movies. Probably the second one, because it's more Stifler in that one.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is American Pie. That's true.
American Pie 2 is probably the most, like, Sean William Scott in a movie that I knew for years and years, and then Goon was good too, but that's like a completely different role.
Tom?
I mean, I think Role Models is great. He's in Super Troopers?
No. He might have been in the sequel.
It's in the list. It's in his list of.
Maybe he has a really small part.
I'm trying to remember I've seen the movie so many times I don't remember him. He's not one of the main characters.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, he's not even in like the Wikipedia cast page, so maybe it is a cameo or a background thing. Anyway, Role Models, I think, is the best movie out of everything I just saw on Google that includes Sean William Scott. That's like a genuinely great film.
There you go. We have a lot. We have a couple more. I'm just going to read one more because it's from Rogue, who we haven't heard from a while. Narcus and Dig Dug will do yours next time. But Rogue said, so I haven't wrote in or been in the Discord in a little bit. Life's been crazy for the better. So while not writing essays or working my ass off for this big promotion at work, I've been listening to the backlogs. I'm on episode 131, the Alan 3000 episode. My question is this. The month-long games when Alan went on his honeymoon of rankings are definitive that I know. But is there any possible chance you guys can update this list? For example, there's a full-on drinking game on Game Pass that you all played. Also, Cyberpunk can be added to the bathroom toilet game. Bathroom toilet of games. Just shit. Taking shit, giving shit. Giving the people a swirly and massive diarrhea toilet bowl. Suck it, boys. I think we'll definitely. I'll go back to that period. I'll go to those lists that we made, and I'll send it back to the group, and then
we'll send Tuna across the sea.
Yeah, we could come up with a new list for it. We'll come up with a new list for it. The next time Tuna won't be here. I wish I had read this earlier. Well, actually, we didn't know Tuna wasn't going to make it. He's packing at the moment.
Like
if we had known this in advance, it would have been the perfect day for it. But that being said, Alex, we are waiting on at the moment to come in. So maybe
he said he's ready. He said he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Well, he has the info.
I think he's waiting for us to invite him in, like because we might be mid thing. So.
I was gonna say get ready. I was like, "Hey man, can you jump on now?" And then Chris just texts, "Join." Fucko.
That being said, we're gonna do a smash cut from here.
Just
All right.
saying.
You have to have your publisher name.
Okay. So, can I access this invite from
On the page, yeah, you can. It's an
League invites.
section.
There it is. Yeah. Join, create
And then
publisher.
everyone will be in. All right, I see everybody in. Really regretting not capitalizing it. So I have to have a publisher?
Yeah, it's like you
Create
pretend
publisher.
to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is funny because our old one, Tom, that was the exact premise. I called it the Fantasy Publisher League on the site page. And we were all publishers.
Tuna Knights. Where's that coming from?
I don't know.
Amazing. Not bad. Next, design a logo. Like, fuck off.
All right. And once we have Dan's in here. Tom, we all should design logos.
Can you?
You can design mine for me.
Okay.
You got it.
Tuna, I think you might regret that. Give that decision.
I'm well aware of what would happen if
I'm surprised Tuna's wasn't like House Targaryen or something.
No, Game of Thrones is dead.
You just named your character in fucking Roblox after trying every fucking house in Game of Thrones yesterday.
God, we should have brought this up. First of all, Dan couldn't name his character Big D anything.
Oh yeah,
on
wouldn't let
Roblox.
me. I tried Big Dan in 15. They were like, "No, that's not going to work because it has
That's
Big D in it."
hilarious.
And then Tuna couldn't use Targaryen.
Yeah,
Someone had Tuna Targaryen.
No way.
Yes, someone had Tuna Targaryen. They also had Tuna Stark. I tried to do Tuna Snow, and that was inappropriate for some reason.
We assume because of cocaine.
Yeah, Tuna Snow was inappropriate. And then I decided on Tuna Martell.
Which
Wait,
does
what?
not roll off the tongue.
No.
No one likes the
Martell.
Martells. Like, what are you doing?
Tuna Martell.
Well, I didn't think I would like Roblox.
I didn't think I would like Roblox, and then we spent 4 hours playing it.
It's ridiculous. I could not believe how much time we wasted.
Last
playing
night,
that
Alex at
fucking
one
game.
point was just like, he was like, I fucking just got this dice chest. I just got like 7 million. He's just like yelling about it. He was so
This
pumped.
is so stupid.
Dad, come on, what's going on?
What do you mean?
It says you haven't
don't have
created
a
your publisher
publisher.
name.
I did.
And
It's on the
Tom-
page. Refresh the page.
Oh, weird. Okay, there
On
we
Dig
go.
Dan Productions.
It works now. Okay, there we go.
Big band, Time Bomb Games.
All right, we're going to start drafting.
Are we? Do you know how that works?
No.
I think so. We're certainly going to find out.
Are these women there for the wrong reasons?
Hopefully.
Now
I
it's
see it.
Choom's Entertainment. What happened to Choom's Art?
I was going to do Choom's Arts, and then it became Choom's Entertainment.
How do I join the draft? It says the draft is currently in progress. Next,
I guess we just go to the list of games and pick them.
I'm resetting the draft because we have to make the order correct. All right, nice jump cut there.
Welcome to the podcast, Tuna.
Although for audio listeners
Hi.
and for the video listeners, you know what? Double jump cut. I'm going to include that little Roblox segment where you can't even hear Alex or see Dan, but fuck it. All right. So we're here doing our fantasy league. We're going to use Fantasy Critic Games this year. As many people are aware, is a Fantasy Critic league, similar to what we were manually doing before. And now we won't have to do that. We are going to have one for our listeners in the Discord that there'll be a publisher that all of us hosts can operate. So I'm sure Tom and I will do it. Maybe Dan will jump in, but we'll have a shared user in that one. And then it'll be made up just the rest of listeners. So if you're interested in that, make sure to be in the Discord soon. We're going to have that start next week, just so there's enough time for everyone to join. I'm going to begin. We're going to be doing 18 teams for our fantasy league. We're going to be drafting 14 of our games today, which gives us plenty of space to draft 4 additional throughout the year, as well as drop or pick up other games. Similar to how we did it in the past, it's going to go off of Open Critic, except now we're not just going to be going based off of our overall score. It's the way it works with Fantasy Critic is 70 is the baseline for a review. Anything above 70 counts as 1, 2, 3 as a 71, 72 points, and then below is negative points. But otherwise, it is very similarly scored. I'm going to start it out. I get to pick the first game that I want for 2021, and I'm going with a banger. I'm going to be picking Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Not like the top game on the list.
Hundo Pay.
Choice. It's a great choice.
I see it showed up in your thing.
I have not picked that.
It is your turn to draft. Select draft game under player actions in the sidebar.
Who picked this order?
This is the order of the winners of the previous draft. Of the previous season. It is snaking, so you will miss out. You'll be last, but then you get to go twice.
Where are you seeing player actions?
It was on the left.
It was on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, player actions. Ah, okay, here we go. Draft game. Okay. Ooh. Ooh.
What is the name of Tom's sex tape?
Okay, I'm going with God of War Ragnarok.
By the way, if there's games that you're interested in that aren't listed there, you can type them in, and then we can manually add them to the list as well.
Wait, Breath of the Wild is supposed to come out this year? No.
There's no confirmation either way.
There's no confirmation, yeah. So you could go for it and then try to pick up another game and drop that later if you're worried about it. You know, that's the risky move.
God of War is a risk. I think is a risky move too. I don't know if that game's going to come out this year.
So what is this? This watch list is just based on hype factor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even see on it the hype score when I go
Do you
to
think
search
God of War is
games.
actually going to come out? It's the only reason I didn't pick it.
I don't. I think there's a good chance it
Then
doesn't.
why did you
Look,
pick it?
Because I don't think there's a good chance it doesn't. I think there is a chance it doesn't, but if it comes out, it's gonna be
If it comes out, it's
high
gonna be
score.
It's the only reason I didn't pick the game is I was like, I don't know, I don't think it's gonna actually come out this year.
Yeah, no, I think that there's a chance it doesn't come out this year either.
Like that's a game in a normal year I would think would get delayed, let
I
alone
think I
when more
drafted
people
a
are
game.
working remotely.
I think I did
People,
that. I did.
Elden Ring is on here.
All right, I went Resident Evil Village.
Oh, nice Resident Evil 8. We were just talking about
Great
that.
choice, Dan.
All right.
All right, Tuna's.
Tuna, where's your rocket speed pick?
Tuna's choice.
You think Halo Infinite is definitely coming out this year? Or is that even a maybe?
I'm not going to give you any fucking pointers.
Tom, I
either
couldn't
way.
agree with you
I'm
more.
at the point where I'm kind of picking
I'm
a
not
fight.
gonna give you anything.
I couldn't agree with you more, Tom.
I went Horizon Forbidden West.
Ah, you
It's a
motherfucker. That was the
great
next one
choice.
I was going to pick.
So
It's a great choice.
the hype score is what I'm going by at this point. I have no idea. So
I am going for Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Ooh. Damn.
Hmm.
Damn.
Why is Fable Xbox Series X hype score so low?
you
Probably
don't expect
because
much from it.
yeah, people are. It's so far off. There's no way that's coming out this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What is this near replicant version 1.22474487139?
It's a weird
Seems like a
Japanese
game.
RPG. It's probably a good pick. It's probably a safe pick.
Are you
I'm going
being
to
a
give you
dick,
that
or-
one.
Interesting.
I'm not being a
It's
dick.
considered unavailable. I was gonna pick Super Mario 3D World, but it's considered unavailable.
Super Mario 3D. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was like,
All right. Well, I know
3D
the
All-Stars.
first game I'm gonna pick is Death. I'm gonna be picking Deathloop.
great choice.
Partially, like this, maybe the game won't review that great, but it's one of actually my most anticipated games. So
That's going to be in the 80s, I think. Like
At
an
least.
80.
that's what I'm
81.
hoping. It could
Yeah.
be high 80s.
Could be.
It's
It could rock. It
It's
could
a very
rock our
good
worlds.
developer. So it's, it's
Yeah,
like
it could rock our world.
and you know what?
You get to
I'm
go again.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. I was about to be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Halo. I'm not gonna fucking take Halo. Get out of here.
Don't touch Halo. No.
I mean, Halo, the game's coming out in 2026.
I'm gonna pick new Pokemon Snap.
Safe choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that's a safe 80s, worst case scenario, high 70s game. Back to Tom.
Oh.
Tom, every time you pick, you don't
oh.
need sex noises.
It takes two.
Damn it! Damn it! That was the next one I wanted. I just remembered that. Fuck.
I mean, it had to make it through so many people on the way back.
Fuck. The best thing about this is getting me pumped, Tom, for all the games that are coming out this year.
They're great games. It's gonna be.
I'm like,
It's gonna
oh,
be
shit.
another great year.
It's gonna
We
be-
haven't
I
had
think
a
it's gonna be
bad
a better
year of
year than-
games.
It's gonna be a better year than last year.
2017. Maybe.
Hopefully. Fuck, that game looks so good, dude.
Yeah, I think it's gonna review well.
Mana.
That game's gonna get at least 5 more points just because of Friends. Like the people
The
are just
TV
gonna
show?
give it more points.
I agree.
No, not Friends.
Friends
It's my turn.
Ferdinand.
Friends.
Didn't realize it was my turn to draft. Draft game. I mean, should I do it?
You should do it.
Fuck it, I'll do it. I am gonna do it.
I'm
I'm
waiting
trying
to
to
see
do
it
it. I'm
pop
hitting the
up.
draft button. I'm doing the Halo.
There it is. I would, Tom, I'd be shocked if it's below a 70. Like, it's going to be points. No Halo game is
It's
reviewed
gonna
low like
be.
that.
It's not. It's gonna be some points on the board, unless it's a disaster, unless it's a mess.
I'm curious to see.
We'll see.
I'm
We'll see.
cur-
We'll see.
Back for Blood. That's been
Damn it,
chosen.
you
Great
bastard.
choice. Great choice.
Hollow Knight? Oh, this is a
Oh,
TBA.
Yeah,
Yeah, Silk
are
Song.
you asking or drafting?
Hollow Knight
No,
Silk Song.
no. Yeah, but it's a TBA. I don't know. I'm going to take
Tom,
Psychonauts.
I should have picked Halo. Halo 5, which is the worst Halo by a significant margin, is an 84 on OpenCritic.
I understand. But I don't. I think that there's a good chance that there are
Yeah, that's fair.
gameplay issues with Infinite. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2 has
Drafting.
been drafted.
Great choice.
Very nice. Very nice. Very good. That's a good
I'm
one.
doing the Hollow Knight. I don't care if it doesn't have a date on it yet. I'm taking that risk.
Ooh, I think that if it does come out, Dan, you're going to be sitting pretty with those points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree.
The Barnes firm. Injury attorneys.
Is this coming out soon? Bravely Default.
So what
10?
I didn't realize was Barnes was the one that died, right?
Yeah, Barnes died.
And yet there's the Barnes group.
Well, his brother, Rich Barnes.
Yeah, I know,
Taking
but it's,
over.
I thought it made me think that Selena was the one that died, but
No, because then you got there's two. There's now Selena's got his commercial and Barnes has got his
I know.
commercial. So,
it's
yeah.
really fucking funny.
Yeah. It really is like an amazing thing
Selena
that they
versus
gotta do.
Barnes,
Yeah.
families at war, doing
Yeah.
law, chasing ambulances.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, because the jingle, it's the Barnes firm. And then what the Selena one I just heard on the radio today. What the fuck was it?
I'm gonna choose Bravely Default too.
Nice.
Selena.
Which means it's my turn.
Salino in no way, shape, or form was there the day Barnes died.
Yeah, right.
This is based on Open Critic scores.
Yes.
Oh my God, Tom, typing away over there.
Would you
Tip
watch a
top.
Salino and Barnes documentary?
Oh, Hundo Pig. Absolutely. Definitely watch that.
All right, I'm gonna pick. God, I just don't know if this game is gonna come out, but I'm gonna go for it in case it does.
All right.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Ghostwire Tokyo.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick – this is one that I think would have just been overlooked, but I think it's one of those games that's secretly going to score very high. I'm going to pick Jet.
Oh, okay.
I like their early music.
I just got to make sure that this is the right Jet because it says
Is
Jet
it with
the,
2 T's?
Yeah, but it says Jet the Far Shore. I don't remember having
That's it. That's
okay.
it.
I don't remember it having the okay. I mean, it's made by the Sword and Sorcery guys, and nothing either of those people have ever touched is like had a bad review, as far as I'm aware. So,
Jinxed it. How
There you
many
go, Tom.
movies into M. Night Shyamalan did his movie start sucking?
one.
Yeah, one.
It wasn't one, was it?
Some of these are just like
He had Sixth Sense, and then what came out right after that? I feel like some good stuff.
But he
came
also
out,
had
so.
Unbreakable, and he had
Unbreakable.
Signs.
Yeah.
Thing. It was
some good
Unbreakable
stuff
was
in the
the
start.
thing after Sixth Sense.
The Village is when it started getting really silly.
Salino.
Man, oh man.
Were you going to take Ghostwire Tokyo, Tom?
No. I wasn't gonna.
No.
No.
No. Do it, the Jedi. No. Maybe I'll save that for later. Maybe I'll save that for
What
later.
game?
No. No.
Elden Ring.
No.
I'm gonna take Nier.
Okay.
No, Elden Ring. You know what? Actually, no. Elden Ring. Someone please take it.
Tony will take it.
Tuna, George R. R. Martin's writing that one. Might want to scoop that up.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks?
Jar Jar Binks.
What the hell are you talking about?
George R. R. Martin is writing Elden Ring.
George R. R. Martin. Martin.
Turn is it?
Yours.
Big D. No, it's not my turn. Duke.
Just because I don't want Alex to have it, because what he did earlier.
What are you taking?
I'm going to take Zelda.
Very nice.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Doubtful it comes out this year.
Tom, are you going to take
If it
Overwatch
doesn't come
2?
out this year, I'll take something else. I'll pick up something else.
All right. Oh, it's my turn. Here we go. All right.
You're going
I
to go
guess
twice again.
I guess Far Cry 6. Like that. Percent counter. Yeah. All right. We'll take Far Cry.
All right.
And then we'll take this Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
That was one of the ones I was going to take. That was on my short list.
I feel like that game's unproven. I
It's
mean,
true.
take
It
it.
is,
It could be
but-
great.
But now we have the counter picks and we have the drafts throughout the year. So that's,
Yeah.
there's a lot of opportunities to change things up.
Back on me. I am going to take
God of
Shin
War better come out
Megami
this year.
Tensei 5.
Good
Sorry,
choice.
what?
Shin Megami
Shin Megami
Tensei.
Tensei
5.
5.
SMT5, baby.
I've done extensive research, and it was on the list.
Now, here's the question.
Wait, so this what about these other, so there's some things on here that are like expansions, like The
Mhm.
Last of Us, whatever, like, you think that will get a review, or you're rolling the dice with that?
I think we just shouldn't pick expansions. We should
We
be
don't-
picking
so-
games.
Some of these games are 100% just made up. Like, there's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake on
I'm
here.
looking at
like,
this, yeah.
Yo, but that's coming though. That's leaked and that shit's coming.
Yeah, maybe.
But then there's also like all the way at the end, there's unannounced 3D Mario.
Right, exactly.
Because then if you want to be like, hey, I think something's going to be announced,
No,
so
I
I'm
get
going to
it.
pick this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right.
Okay, I am going to
You're
go...
not going to get a lot of good advice here, Alex. We don't want you to win.
Mm.
I'm not going to actively give you bad advice, but I'm not going to give you good advice.
I don't want to do that. That's boring. It's such a boring choice.
Why is Last of Us Factions 2 like not hyped?
Because it doesn't exist. They haven't announced anything. Like, it's not like a game that's... Yeah.
Why is Ghost and Goblins Resurrection hype so low? It's coming out like next month.
No one gives a fuck about Ghosts and Goblins? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Does this come out this year? Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to suck it up and click it and do it.
Don't do it.
I'm
Don't
doing
do it.
Axiom Verge 2.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Hopefully that comes out this year. That's you.
I'm picking Returnal.
Okay. Very good choice.
Tuna scoffs at that.
I mean, the thing is that that developer has consistently scored in like the high 80s, low 90s, but every game they've made has been a twin stick shooter. So it's like, is this game going to be as good as those games?
We'll find out after these best
Well, exactly.
We will find out. I'm just going to take a flyer on it. I'm going to go with the next gen Battlefield game, Untitled, Battlefield 2021.
Oogly doogly.
Hopefully
Back
nothing like Battlefield 1943.
Alex's favorite game.
Worst game.
I'm gonna pull a Chris here. I'm gonna choose Call of Duty 2021.
I was gonna do that.
It's a safe choice.
Yeah.
All right, it's on me. It's on me.
What is? Oh no, actually, I'm not gonna ask that question right now. Injury attorney, call 1-800-8-million.
Doesn't look bad. I'll take Little Nightmares 2. Coming out soon.
All right. So this Cuphead, right? The delicious last course.
Yeah,
I think it's pronounced Cuphead.
It's the sequel, or this is an expansion?
it's a DLC.
Oh, forget it.
I also don't know if that's coming out this year either. It better.
Yeah, those guys, the original Cuphead took forever to come out, and that was like announced forever ago, that DLC. So
Why?
Yeah.
because the art style they use, they're a very small team, and the art style they use is incredibly like laborious. It takes a ton of work, and I remember the way they were doing it with like hand-drawn stuff being scanned in and then animating it like digitally. I wonder how much of that they're able to do from home. Like, who knows?
Who's it on right now?
Plus, they're like making a Cuphead
Fun,
show and all this other shit. They're probably being pulled in a million different directions.
Last couple games here. I don't really give a shit about any of these.
Did you do any research? You don't make your own picks?
No, I'm just going based on the bullshit that I'm seeing here. Binding of Isaac. What is that?
It's a game.
It is a video game.
What kind of game is it?
Well, maybe you should
I've
have
been
done some
told
research.
that Carlos plays it in our.
But is it a new game or is it just a re-release?
It's re-release, I think.
Then don't pick it. We're not doing re-releases.
All right. What about Guilty
I don't know.
Gear?
Is it like a sequel?
We've
I have no
traditionally
idea.
not done re-releases. So
All right, whatever. What about Guilty Gear Strive? Is that a re-release or anything like that?
I don't know. Are they making a new Guilty Gear, Tom?
Tom?
I have no idea about the new Guilty Gear.
All right. I say if it's on the site, we can pick it because this is going to get too confusing.
I'm
There's
just gonna,
a lot of games like this that are like wishy-washy vaporware.
Oh shit! I just went off the site. Can I go back?
Tuna, stop watching
Oops.
porn. It's your turn to draft.
No, because I clicked the like show more about it,
Mm.
and then it. What about 12 minutes? What is that?
It's a game about time.
That's a game.
It's a game.
That's a
About a
real
fifth of an
game.
hour.
Yeah, it's a real
It's
game.
a real game.
It's a real
Oh.
game.
All right, I'm picking it.
It's probably gonna score well if it comes out. So that's good.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You still have another one.
Yeah, I know. And then I guess Gotham Knights. Is that a re-release? Is that any bullshit?
No, that's the Batman game that Tom talked about, and
I
there was a
love
whole
all this
thing.
research he did.
Yeah.
Love the research,
I didn't
Tuna.
do any research.
That's a new
What is
Batman
this?
game.
What about Elden? No, but Elden is TBA. And I don't like
No.
these TBA
Pick Elden
games.
Ring, Tuna. Tuna, pick it. Pick it.
No.
You love
I don't like.
you love the Martells.
What about Humankind? Is that like a re-release
Pick
or
it.
anything
Pick
like that?
it.
Pick it.
Humankind is that game that came out. It's episodic, so they'll have another portion of
I'm over
Humankind
that.
that's
I'm
coming
just
out.
gonna-
Is it? Is that true?
Yeah,
I
remember
took
the Humankind,
Dan's up.
the human, whatever it is, its ancestors, Humankind.
Dan's up.
No.
Dan's up.
Human. That is not
All right, what'd you
Humankind.
pick? What'd you
Humankind is
pick?
like a civilization.
Oh,
game.
humanity. Oh, okay. Sorry.
He went with Gotham Knights. All right.
Human.
You're
titty.
right, Tom. You're right.
He went with Gotham Knights. I'm
Wait,
going
if we're
go
going to be
with
picking 18 games, there's going to be
14
a lot
So we're
of.
picking 14,
14
right now.
today.
It's still 14. You're going to have a lot of things on here that are going to be not so definable.
What do you mean?
Well, if I can't pick Cuphead, whatever.
Well, no one's stopping you from picking Cuphead. It might come out this year, and it will.
No,
be...
we are stopping us from picking Cuphead because it's
Well,
it's a
DLC. Yeah,
It's a
we shouldn't be
DLC.
picking DLCs or re-releases. That's something we've always sort of made a rule about in the past, Tom, too.
Fair.
But no, there's a fuck ton of games that are coming out and announced. There's more than enough for us to pick. You just don't just necessarily go off the hype list. You should have looked up some stuff.
Should have done some
No,
research.
I'm going way off. I'm going way off this.
Off the reservation.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you never know what's going to be good.
I'm also going on based on things that actually have release dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
That's why
TBA games.
That's why I'm picking this one. Medium. The medium.
Nice. That comes out next week.
I'm glad you picked that.
Why?
I'm playing it right now, so I was like thinking about picking it, but I'd be like, that's a conflict of interest.
It's not. There's no conflict.
How
of
is it a
interest. It's not
conflict of
a
interest?
conflict of interest.
It is. Well, it's. I know how the game is from my own personal perspective, so
It's insider trading.
That's just your
It's insider
personal
trading.
research.
it's insider trading.
He's got information before the rest of the people do.
Exactly.
For the public.
I'd go to jail, is what Tuna's telling me. Okay.
Are you in Congress? No, you wouldn't.
How good is this? Oh, we're not doing remakes, right? So we're not going to do Prince of Persia. Oh, is No More Heroes going to come out?
Academia?
No More Heroes Academia.
This could be that could be a risky pick.
Got to go for at least one risky pick.
I feel like I've got
Then you
a
got to pick
couple
some frisky
already.
picks.
Mm.
Starfield.
All right, don't pick Starfield.
I'm gonna do Destruction All Stars.
Nice.
Oh, I'm in the wish list, not the draft. Whoops. Destruction. I feel like that's gonna do like a solid, at least a 75.
Yeah, it probably will.
All right. Tis on the tunes from Chooms Entertainment.
I have to pick two.
The Chooms is coming.
All right. Oh, I'm going to do.
Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Doing your son.
Hello Neighbor 2.
Mm.
And I'm going to do Stray.
Okay.
Again, that's a game. There's really no guarantee it's going to come out this year, but if it does, all the indie places are going to love this game. So even if it's mediocre, it's going to get a boost.
Oh man, there's only 10 pages of game. Shit.
But it keeps whatever.
You can type in games. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you can
I
type in
haven't been
games.
looking at the hype list. I have a bunch of other lists of like all the games that are coming out this year open.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
It's mine.
It's Tom's. Tom's thinking.
Yeah.
Time bomb Toms.
Is that The World Ends With You a remake? I think it is. I don't think it's a sequel. I'm going to go with Chris Tales.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. That's a good game.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know.
I thought you liked it.
We liked
I did,
what we
but
saw.
then when I
at
played, but then when I
IGN.
played the demo, I was a little kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a game for us, but I feel like it's going to review well.
Mm-hmm.
Someone took it.
Oh, I had to reload the page. That was weird. Okay.
Someone picked up Horizon, right? Who's got Horizon?
Dan.
Dan.
Yeah.
Did no one pick that up, really?
What is this?
Okay, got a new strategy going here.
Oh, God, no.
Is it smart to pick a game based on how hilarious you think the title is?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
you should definitely do that.
Goodbye, Volcano High.
Oh, it's probably going to score real well.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not joking.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna do
probably
very
will.
well.
I forgot about that. Damn it. That's a good one.
Okay, we are going to pick just for the nostalgia of it. What the fuck is it?
I haven't heard that game.
Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Okay. All right. And then going to pick, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, as Final Fantasy 16 is a game that is happening.
What is this? Neo, The World Ends With You? Like Matrix Neo?
The World Ends With You. I think that's a remake. I think that's a re-release for a 3DS or a DS game. That was very popular.
If it's a remake, I'm not going to do it. What about Oddworld Soulstorm? Is that a remake?
It's not a remake. No, that's a new game.
All right, drafting it.
I thought about
Done.
drafting that. Dig ban.
It's also different when it's a remake or a re-release. I mean, if someone's like, I really want this, and it's like, well, this was like a sprite-based game on the DS, and now it's a if they're two totally different things at this point. But Tommy, you gonna pick Scorn?
I don't think it's coming out this year.
You mean the the video trailer only? The CG trailer game is not coming out this year that we haven't heard
Was
from.
Cyber Shadow a remake or no?
I have no
Cyber
idea.
Shadow. Is that the sprite-based game?
I don't know.
Is this the?
Oh,
No, this
yeah,
is an indie game.
This is
It's not
from
a
the people
remake.
that made Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I played this at E3 in 2019.
All right, picked.
That's probably a really good choice, Dan. I am doing. Is this still on the table? I think it is.
Turnip Boy commits tax evasion?
Yeah, I'm gonna do No More Heroes 3.
Mm.
I thought that was the name
Risky.
of the game, Tuna.
No, there is a game named that.
Oh,
Turnip
perfect.
Boy commits tax evasion.
Is that a remake?
All right. So I have 9. I'm getting 2 more. First one is gonna be. Oh wait, that's not which one I thought it was, but I also like that one. What about? Is it this game? It is. Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna do Outriders. No, I saw Tom's face. I'm not doing Outriders. All right, I'm gonna do Tunic.
Tom's just been fucking with you the whole time.
I'm gonna do Tunic.
Tunic.
What?
I mean, we've seen that game every year at E3 for the last 5 E3s.
But it's only been playable for the last one. Whereas
Right,
the
2
previous
years
ones
ago.
was a demo. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? It kicked me out. I have to sign back in. Great. Tunic. And then
Indies are so hard, man.
they are, but at the same time, I almost feel like a lot of the indies
Same
are
time, so is this cock. Wait, what?
they're actually in a better position than some of the larger games because they are a lot of them already doing work from home. Like they were working on their games
Sure,
from home.
fair enough. Yeah.
So that's why I'm also picking Tunchi.
Tunchi.
So you picked Tunic and Tunchi.
And Tunchi. Yep. You'd think Tuna would have gone after those, but
Yeah,
You would think.
All right,
Tuna
Tom, you gotta
Knights
pick
over here.
the next TUN game on the list.
so I've got 3 left, I think, to get. Yeah, I need 3 more.
Tunchi. Oh, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go?
You wanna go where everybody knows your name. That's it.
I am taking a risk with this one, but I'm choosing Season. I hope it comes out this year.
What'd you pick?
Season.
What season?
It was at the Video Game Awards.
I'm starting to add stuff to my watch list so I can just grab them once it's my turn now.
Probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
It's on me now? Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I keep going top available. I don't want top available. I want to go. There we go. We're going to go to that. I got to tell you, this game sounds like it's a fucking winner. Is Skatebird a remake?
Skatebird. It is not a remake. It is a new game.
I'm in.
And it was kind of fun.
I hated the demo.
That's why I said it was kind of fun. I could see how it would be good, but it wasn't there yet.
Yeah, no.
It's coming out at some point, maybe.
It was a very early demo.
When everybody knows your name.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Rudy. Welcome to this same order we've been in for a while.
So I'm going to take Dead Cells.
No,
That's a DLC.
that came out. Yeah.
God
forever ago.
damn it.
You played Dead Cells.
I did?
You
Yeah.
played the
That-
fuck out of Dead
Are you
Cells.
fucking kidding?
Wait, seriously?
Even I remember you played Dead
Yes,
Cells.
you played a ton of Dead Cells.
When?
A year ago, a year and a half ago, when it came out.
I remember you playing it.
We gotta
You
get Alex
played
a
it.
CAT scan.
man.
Are you
played
sure?
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking. Alex, it's the side-scrolling roguelike where you get reset over and over every time you die. You're in like a dungeon, and then it randomly generates the dungeon paths, and you go up and you upgrade, and you're like unlocking stuff as you go.
I don't
Oh
remember
my
this at all.
god.
On the next episode of Unranked,
Maybe we should
Tuna
change
forgets
Alex's
his own
name from
name.
Tuna to Goldfish because that's what his memory is.
What's
Tuna goldfish.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2? What the fuck is this?
Oh, definitely do that.
What is Solar Ash? What is this game?
Yeah.
Tales of Arise?
I'm not telling you anything,
I know.
bro.
You gotta
Yeah,
come
just-
on.
if you're gonna ask if it's a remake, that's fine. But if you're
Whatever,
just asking for
fine.
help.
Solar Ash. All I was asking is what is it?
I've never played.
What is it? Who makes it?
I don't.
When
I've
is
heard
it
about
coming
Solar
out?
Ash. I know it's some like sci-fi based game. I don't
Whatever.
know anything
Tales
else.
of
It's from the
Arise.
people that make Hyperlight Drifter.
All right.
It's probably
There
going to
we
do
go.
well.
Tales of Arise. Now I gotta look up this Dead Cells thing because I don't remember this game at all.
In 4 seconds. Oh, this game.
Dead Cells. Fuck is this game?
Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town is not a remake, is it?
I don't think it is.
Is that not the game you were just talking about, Tom? Seasons?
No, it's a different game.
I mean,
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
I've never played this game. I have never played this game. So either you guys are fucking with me,
Not fucking
No.
with you, man.
Or Alex just lied about playing the game.
or I never talked about playing this game ever. And you guys
Listeners,
are all
let us
mistaken.
know. Let us know.
Tom, maybe
I
we're
don't-
just maybe this is one of those like alternate like we just had Alex
A
shift in
Mandela
from another
effect thing?
reality. Yeah, we're Mandela affecting right now.
Maybe.
Because I never played this game. The games I did play, yep.
Yep.
I played Ori. That kind of reminds me of this.
Yep.
And what was the other game I played? What was the game with the cards?
the Will of the Wisps.
Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire. Slay the
So
Spire.
that's why. Did someone pick up Halo?
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah,
Dan picked it
Oh
up.
yeah, man. Oh yeah, man.
gone a long time ago, bud.
You gotta
Yeah.
come around pretty early if you want to draft Halo before this guy.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's Dan's turn.
Uh,
Still.
Oh no, it says it's my turn to draft.
Yeah, Dan
Tom's
picked
turn.
something.
I took the season of the whatever the hell.
Oh, you picked that. Okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna do Balan Wonderland.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do well. Why can't I? Oh, here we go. That's how you do the watch list thing. Cool. Yeah, I think it's gonna do well. We'll see.
All right, I'm gonna pick.
Does anyone think that Lord of the Rings Gollum game's gonna do well?
Wait, did you pick your thing?
No. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
picked it. It's your turn. It's your turn.
All right, I gotta refresh. I think. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna pick. Where's my watch list? I'm gonna pick Boyfriend Dungeon.
Ooh. Sexy.
And someone took back for Alex took back for blood. Damn it.
Dude, we're at the bottom of the barrel in terms of. You really think that game would still be around?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
it's magic. You know.
oh, this TBA? Did it get pushed back again?
Oh shit.
Hold on.
How many picks does everyone have left?
I have 2 picks left.
I
and
think
I'm
we
done.
each have 2, yeah.
And then we have our counter picks.
Do we have to do those tonight or no?
Yeah, that's part of the draft.
Okay. That shouldn't take that long though.
Probably
'Cause-
not.
We don't have to search a list. It's just like,
Oh yeah, we only have to pick 2 more. Fuck. Shit, did I just pick 3 things?
well, it's not a bad thing, Tom. Someone might take one of the things.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
pick Little Devil Inside.
If it comes out, I think that'll do you nice.
I know. The I wanted to see what the most recent thing is, and they just did it at CES and said it was coming in July. So
I am going to pick Windjammers 2.
that game. This will be like the 4th season it's around.
Is it?
Yeah, dog. Windjammers 2 has been on multiple draft years.
Has it?
Yeah.
Which is
Same
always a
reason,
good sign.
it's the same reason I've decided not to pick UFO 50 this year after. So Windjammers 2 is the new Super Meat Boy Forever of the.
I
Draft
played it last
leagues.
year, though.
Yeah.
Wait, so Tom, did you take it or not?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I mean,
I feel like
we,
once
we
you
can
said
drop
it-
and pick new games.
No,
No,
I know.
once
but like,
he
yeah,
said
once
it,
you
he
say
had
out
to
loud
pick
that
it.
I'm taking it, then you gotta.
Yeah, once you say out loud, you got to take it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just.
You,
obviously
you can't
going
you can't wait for
easy
the
picks
reaction of
here.
the crowd and then go, you know what? Maybe I won't pick that.
I played it last year, so I feel like it's got to be.
Is
Gotta be
Tom
close.
Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine like a shoot off of the?
I forgot that game was Tom Clancy. Fuck that. They're gonna need to rename that, I think.
I'm picking it. I think it's a hilarious coincidence.
Well, I don't know if I would use the term
Okay.
hilarious, but
Here we go. Humankind, The Binding of Isaac, Neo, Bayonetta 3, Dead Cells, game I apparently played, but I think you guys are full of shit.
You could whatever. Yeah, it's a remake though. Either way.
Monster Hunter, no. All right. Shovel Knight Dig. Outriders. I'll take Outriders. Do I want to take Outriders?
You already said I'll take Outriders.
I did. Fine, I'll take it. And then my last game will be Sable.
nice.
Dan's up.
Mm.
Oh, I only have one more. Which of these should I pick? Oh, I know what I'm gonna pick. Okay. Right. There's no other big games that are coming out that I'm gonna miss.
I mean,
Ooh.
Neo: The World Ends with You is not a remake, right? We don't have this.
I think it is a remake. Let me
Okay.
just double check.
Avoiding it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
How about Rune Factory 5?
I have no idea.
Neo: The World Ends with You is a sequel. Sorry, Dan.
So it can pick it.
It is. It can be picked.
Boom. Last pick.
Tom.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna go for Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Okay.
All right. And I.
Oh, that was my
And Weasel.
I'm gonna pick.
I'm just looking at
now.
Tuna
Like half my
Katuchi.
games are gonna be like indies, but Open Roads,
and
Tom.
Weasel.
Open Roads.
Open Roads.
Oh, that's the one with it's the
I can't remember the actress's name, but yes.
she's in Booksmart. That
Yep.
not Jonah Hill's
Oh
sister.
my God. Okay, when you select the counter pick, it just gives you a list of games. It doesn't tell you who has that one.
Well,
So what are we
saying?
saying? What are we saying with respect to? Because it's my turn. So what are we saying with respect to the counter picks? If I pick a game that doesn't come out, what happens?
So yeah, no. So if you counterpick a game and
Yep.
someone drops it, then you get to counterpick a new game from their list that is remaining. That's all.
All right.
That was the only thing. If it doesn't come out, then that just means you're either hurt or helped. But
Okay.
you have to counterpick one from each of us.
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to ask.
One
As
from
we-
each team.
How about
Oh,
Yeah, we're
shit.
gonna
Ask-
each counterpick
Okay.
one,
So
one another
Tuna,
once.
take whatever game you want first because it doesn't matter, right?
Right,
The
doesn't
first
matter.
one
And then
is
after that,
guaranteed
you're
from
gonna
one of
start
us.
asking.
And then after that, we'll just ask and make sure it'll be good.
The medium.
That's Dan.
That's me.
I'll do
But
that.
that doesn't matter yet. You're free to
All
take
right.
any game.
All right, Dan's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go Tales of Arise. How do I pick
What
it?
think
is
that-
that?
I think that's mine.
Exactly.
It's a new Tales game, like
How do I
Tales
pick
of
Oh,
Symphonia and Tales of.
Oh, Toonie,
Got
did you
it.
ever take your thing?
What thing?
Your counter pick? Did you actually select it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says
It
the
says
medium.
next to
Refresh my
draft big
page.
fan.
You just might need to refresh here.
There we go. I just had to refresh my page. Now
Big
it's good.
Dan.
Draft counter pick. Do.
Oh man, everyone's got strong lineups. Like I'm really struggling.
There we go.
That makes the counter pick tough, man.
Yeah, it makes it tough.
That's why I'm trying to think like maybe I'm going for games I think won't come out.
I don't think that Skateboard is going to fix its issues, so I think then I'm going to pick that.
Skateboard. Is that a song?
I don't think it is a song, no.
Damn it. Guess I'm
All
just
right.
embarrassed myself.
Oh yeah, I'm going to choose the fuck out.
I'm probably going to do Skateboard also, but for the sake of maybe taking a second look at Dan's, I know I'm going to pick this for Tom. Balan World.
Baron Wonders.
Tom, these Sega guys think they make good games. All those Sega games fucking blow.
Not Sega.
Almost all those.
It's not Sega. What are you
Yes, I
talking
know.
about?
I know it's not Sega, but the guys that are
Sega.
doing it did like it's very like Nights into Dreams. It's like it looks like Garbo to me.
I know it looks like garbage to you, but I think it's going to do well. I think
see.
people that are into that shit are going to fucking eat that shit.
It also just might not come out.
up.
Is my bigger guess.
It's set for March 26th. It has a date. I don't know. And there's a demo coming out next week. Anyway.
Well, I just
Who's-
fucked myself. There you go. Yeah, what do you mean it's not Sega, people? It's the creator of Sonic.
I thought you meant that Sega was putting it out.
No, I'm talking about the creators who did it.
Oh my god. Just counterpick, you guys. Come on.
They made
did-
Sonic Adventure.
Oh, I
and
did
that
already.
is a
Sorry,
thrill
I
to
forgot I have to go twice. All right. So my other one is
I'm waiting for
going to
that
be Skatebird. Oh, I can't counterpick Skatebird.
I counterpicked it.
Because he did it.
Yeah, great.
So we can't share
There was
counterpicks,
nothing
apparently.
yet that had come up that said that we can't both counterpick a game.
oh,
Now we know that.
I was totally under the impression that. that
I
was the case.
was too.
I was not. There's no reason that it even should work that way. But
We should all just pick God of War.
all right, I'm gonna pick Outriders.
Fuck. Damn it.
Game I almost drafted. I remember you saying that you played that game and you thought it was fun at the time. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you
Nope.
just said you were playing it and it wasn't good.
I might have played it at PAX East and liked it, but
Okay.
the preview I had toward the end of last year, I did not like.
Okay.
You're up, Tom.
Yep.
Your counterpick. You already took a game from me, so it can't be any of my games.
Yes. I'm going to go. This might seem wild, but let's go with it. I'm going to pick Hello Neighbor 2 from Chris. Because I don't think their recent Hello Neighbor games have done well.
Yeah, but remember the shit they showed off for that new one? We all were like, what is this game? This is fucking sick.
So
I've
I
done
already
it. I've
chose
already
one
done it.
from Tuna. So I got to choose one from Tom and one from Chris. Okay. I'm going to choose Tunchy from Chris.
Sure? Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
All right, I'm gonna pick Boyfriend Dungeon from Chris, and I'm gonna pick Windjammers 2 from Tom, and that's it. Dan's up.
Okay. I'm going to
pretty
take
sure I know
Season. Just Season from Tom.
Pretty sure I know what Tom's going to pick of Alex's.
Mm.
All right, I'm Tom.
Alex's is tough.
I didn't notice you were Dig Band Productions.
Oh, really?
I
It's
didn't.
been said, I thought. multiple
Yeah, but
times.
even when saying it, I probably just heard Big Dan.
Chris
Yeah, no.
picking Outriders really threw me for a loop. I'm between two games on Tuna's list. I'm gonna pick. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna do Oddworld.
Nice. I thought maybe you would pick Kena.
No, I think Kena will do fine. I just don't think it'll. Well, we'll see. I don't know. It's very unproven.
All right. This is tough.
But you have to pick from me.
No,
Oh no,
I
you
picked
picked
yours.
Balan Wonderland. You got to pick Dan.
Wonderworld, which now I regret. I really hadn't kept up with that since the first trailer when I was like, that looks really cool, but I bet it's going to be garbage.
It might still be. Just pick Breath of the Wild 2. That game would come.
That's literally what I was just thinking. Is that game's not coming. But if it does,
it's gonna fuck
I'm
you.
gonna get crushed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
crushed if that comes out.
So
So
there's
now
really
I'm
nothing to
like,
gain then.
no, Dan has a lot of really good games. Like, if the first 6 games on his list come out, all of them are scoring well. So now
I
I'm
mean,
like, okay,
I know what game I would pick if I were you. but-
I think
Yeah, I know
I'm
what
either
I'd
picking
pick, too.
Story of Seasons
Yeah.
or Neo. I'm gonna pick Story of Seasons.
That's what I thought you were going to pick.
Did someone else pick the Rainbow Six quarantine game? I don't think that's going to be good.
No one picked it, but it's
No?
over now.
It's over. It is over.
It's going to be the best game ever, telling you.
Maybe.
Draft is complete.
Wow.
All right, so
Well done, guys.
here we go. Oh, upcoming release dates. Cyber Shadow and The Medium both next week. So we're going to have our first points up on the board next week. Dan's going to have 2 games released for his team next week. Quite a few coming out in February.
Dan's got the next 3 games.
Yeah, quite a few coming out in February. We've got Little Nightmares 2. We have also Dan, Ghosts and Goblins, which I think breaks our rule of no remakes, whatever. Tuna, Brave the Default 2. It's a resurrection, not a remake. Brave the Default is Tom, and then my first one will be Returnal, which isn't till.
Wait. These games here are all of the ones that have release dates.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other games that have release dates are Story Seasons, Balan Wonderworld, and Monster Hunter Rise, which realistically, that's kind of par for the course for all of these.
It is. It's just I've never had it put into perspective before.
When I would
we
have
do
to make these
drafts.
lists before, it was such a pain in the ass. It was so hard.
Yeah, they were tough.
That's why I was like, fuck it. I'm never trying to manually do that again.
Oh,
But yeah,
man. As usual, this draft has made me mentally exhausted.
Oh, I'm fucking wiped.
good list, everyone. Remember, you can log in during the week if you start researching other games, and you can now start drafting a game. Like, you can be drafting games, picking them during the week. You don't have to wait till later. You can do it at any time. And on Sunday evenings, I believe it is, anyone that silently auctioned for a game with your budget, you'll be able to get those games. So it never ends. Cue the music, and where can we find you all? Start with Alex.
Tuna Targaryen on Twitter, Tuna Targaryen on PlayStation, and Tuna Space Targaryen on Xbox.
Dan.
Big Danny 15 on Twitch, Big Danny 15 on Twitter, Big Danny 15 on PlayStation, the Big Danny 15 on Xbox.
Tom.
Great Britom on each and every platform. The Great Britom on just Great.
I am the Chooms on everything except for Fantasy Critic, which is just Chooms. But on Roblox, also the Chooms. So if you want to get me on Roblox and the Chooms, we are the Unranked Podcast. And until next time, everybody, stay unranked.
Fantasy suck it.
Fantasy suck it. I got to say, we're going to do really quick post show just because this went very long for the fantasy thing. but we just contractually have to do the post show. There are a lot of fucking games on here that look really good. Like I'm looking at this list this year.
It's good.
Dude, look at, if you just go to mine first, right? Ratchet and Clank, a game I definitely want to play. Deathloop, Pokemon, Ghostwire Tokyo. I mean, the Hello Neighbor trailer looked really good. If Tunic comes out, like all those games are awesome.
The problem is that like every year, half of them will come out, and then the next year they'll still look really good.
It's true. It's true. There's going to be a lot of games that won't come out, but that's why we are going to be. It's interesting. Now we're going to have to all be paying attention because when a new game or something gets announced, Tom's going to show up one week and be like, "Hey guys, so I don't know if anyone saw this news came out that this game was announced, so I just went and drafted it. I didn't tell anybody."
Right.
I feel like that's going to be happening a lot. Tom, who do you think has? Let's take predictions of who you think is going to get first and who you think is going to get last. If no one changed any games right now.
I don't know if we could trust Tom's scoring system.
No,
because he gives a 4 out of 10
honestly,
great game.
I'm not feeling confident about my list of games.
Either am I.
I'm feeling the most shaky I've ever felt. I think I have some
The
big hitters
most shaky.
but I feel like a lot of these games either aren't going to come out or are not going to perform as well as I would hope. I think that pound for pound, I'm with you. I think Dan has a really solid lineup.
This might be Dan's
especially
year.
if Zelda comes
Wait,
out. Especially
Your
if
weight
Zelda
gets added
comes
to your
out.
score.
If Zelda comes out,
Exactly.
Dan, I think it's going to win.
Yeah, if Zelda comes out, Dan is a show.
Unless, I mean, that's not necessarily true because, I mean, you have God of War also if that comes out, but he has only like 1 or 2 games that might score. Like, I think almost the vast majority of his games, I think, are going to be above an 80.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a good chance that 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Dan has a chance of having 4 or 5 games that are in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you have some stuff. I think Ratchet and Clank is going to do very well. I just think you've got like quite a few that are like looking in the solid 80s range, but nothing crazy.
Well, I think Ratchet and Clank. I think
Ratchet and Clank's going to be your
something
best
like Jet. If they do as good of a job with Jet as they did with Sword and Sorcery, that's going to be in the 90s because that game no one would ever shut up about. Critics loved it, but I don't have like a God of War or a Zelda like you guys have. And Alex is fucking Gotham Knights, which I'm pissed I forgot about because that game could also be in the 90s, no problem.
The other thing to take into account as well with this is that Open Critic usually like the average is the lowest of all of the critical like it's usually like the Open Critic average is lower than the Metacritic average
for the bigger AAA stuff, yeah. But for indie stuff sometimes it's higher.
Yes,
because which is part of why I went for more indie games.
I think honestly between me and Tuna, I just think Tuna's lineup isn't as strong.
I think if I had to, taking predictions right now, if I had
unless
to bet,
Back for Blood is 100.
If no one could change any games, I would guess Dan will take first place.
Yeah.
And Alex will take last place. That would be my guess.
Yep.
Currently.
I would also guess that.
I'll tell you right now, I already know one game I'm going to drop. So,
Dan, are you chuckling at something to bring up on the show?
So this, for some reason, over the last few days, I can't even remember how it came up. I think someone said that their cat had kittens, right?
Mm.
And then we were talking about like they said they were just about to get their the male cat like snipped, like like so it couldn't have kittens, and then it did anyway for the second time. And then
wait,
I think
they
I said something like
it, and then it had kittens.
No, right before they were about to.
Oh my god! Okay.
And
like,
so,
what?
yeah, right before they're about to. And so, I think I said something like, that dad cat you fuck. And then, like, someone was like, wait, you're fucking a cat? I'm like, no, don't fuck cats.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like a command I'm using on my Twitch that if you type in ! Cats, it says, don't fuck cats. And so
Amazing.
Wolfslord just tagged me on something on Twitter. And he goes, I found your account pursuing Reddit and spreading the good word. And he sent me a thing that's... It's a picture. It's a meme that says, when you're trying to be cute, but you got to make everything sexual. And this guy's petting a cat, and the cat put the finger in its mouth. And it's just like, it made me laugh. And that's why I was laughing. That's the long story as to why I was giggling.
Phalanges.
Don't fuck cats.
Phalanges.
Got the
Don't
gig.
fuck
Got
cats.
the gigs.
Don't fuck cats, baby.
All right.
All right. Good evening.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah.